I said, Kev, where'd you get this impetus from? Because, of course, Kevin hears it, and he's super offended. You know,
like
this
I'm in
guy.
school, man. I feel like
he's
I'm in
all
school
up in
right
his
now.
feelings.
Yeah, we got some paperwork for you guys.
I think there might have been a
love it.
tier or two. He bought a box of Kleenex to bring into work. But anyway, so it's like, is Bo Nix a franchise quarterback? So Kev did great work in finding guys that hadn't left their team, you know, like a Baker Mayfield, stuff like that. So a guy that's been with his team his first 22 games of playing football. What did those numbers look like? I know the non-color printer didn't do us any favors
We
there.
did highlight Josh because they had the same record after 22
Josh Allen,
games.
Bo Nix had the same record after 22 games. So I did say to the heavens, I said, if ZB's out there, I got to know. After 22 games with Josh Allen, was anyone asking that question? And at the same time, just full disclosure, ZB, I said, one, it's a fair question. This is a fair.
of course it is.
I wasn't like Kev because I mean he's.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't
He's
know. He
mad
might
at
not.
you.
He might
He's
not even
mad
say hi to you. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'll
gonna somehow be okay.
I'll be the. I'll be the peacemaker here. But I was like, okay, I don't remember after 22 games. A lot of people had bad opinions on Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
I've supported Josh Allen. Obviously, you support Josh Allen. But I don't remember after 22 games anyone saying, like, is Josh Allen the guy? Like, we pretty much knew he was the guy.
Oh, no. No, you're way off on it. You're way
Some
off
people
on it.
said that.
People were questioning.
Are you kidding me? After 22 games?
After 22 games.
Dude, Josh Allen's first year was terrible. He was so inaccurate. They went 6-10. And then, so you're saying 5 games into
Five
his second
games into
year?
second year, yeah.
Absolutely not. That conversation raged on into year 3 and year 4 in Buffalo. I'm here to tell you. And absolutely not. I mean, no one was thinking Josh Allen was a franchise quarterback after 22 games at all.
I'm putting you on the spot. The second year in Josh Allen's career, did they go to the playoffs the second year?
The second year, they went 10-6.
Okay.
Yes, and he got better and better and really.
And the third year, he blew up.
And the third year, that's when he popped. And that's when it was like, holy crap, what do they have here?
Like, let me ask you, like conversations about we might have to move on from this guy.
No, I don't think so. Actually, you want to know what? Dude, you just jogged my memory. Yes, some people were saying.
No way.
Yes.
Move on from Josh Allen.
And you guys know this. Fan is short for fanatic. So when you're 5 games into year number 2 and you went 6-10 his first year, he was wildly inaccurate.
He's like a 50% passer.
He was. And the way he masked it was just running the football. But it was like to a degree that was like, what are we looking at? Like,
Yeah, it was just too unhealthy.
No.
Like, is he a running back or is he a quarterback?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, and make no mistake about the Bo thing, and I know sometimes things can get lost in translation, and I try to emphasize it as much as possible. I believe Bo Nix is going to be a franchise quarterback. I believe Bo Nix is on his way. I went so far to say that I believe this quartet of Greg Penner, George Payton, Sean Payton, and Bo Nix, I've said it multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
I think we ran a promo on it. They're going to win a Super Bowl. This group is going to win a Super Bowl together. I genuinely believe that. But if I'm being, I guess, genuine to myself, when I'm watching the games, I'm not seeing a guy that strikes me as a franchise quarterback. I'm just not. I will bank on his process, on his obsessive nature, on his attention to detail,
His brain.
on his brain. I'll bank on all of that stuff because he's got all the physical stuff. Like all the physical stuff is there.
Yeah, that's easy.
And I'll just continue to bank on it. But like one, it speaks to our climate in 2025 that if you're asking a question or saying, I think he's going to get there, but I don't think he's there yet, you could be looked at as a hater, right? I think he's a work in progress. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's 25th in the league in completion percentage, but is the league leader in passes within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Like, he's got ways to grow. And if you don't think that he's got any room to grow, I would question your football IQ.
But that's everybody. Everybody has to grow. Even for Josh Allen, now it's like, okay, Josh, you're doing all the things right, but how can you get over the hump? How can you get to the Super Bowl? That's for him is going to be growth. Now, of course, like that's champagne problems for him. He's done it all. But the ultimate goal in playing football, especially as a quarterback, when you go back and you list these quarterbacks, the greatest quarterbacks to play, they win Super Bowls. And Josh knows that. So the next thing for him in his growth is getting to the Super Bowl.
And I was going to say, I mean, like criticism with optimism, which is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Is still by a lot of, it's more than fair, but by a lot of people's standards, I love that you made the point. It's just criticism.
Yeah.
But it's criticism with optimism, which is, I think, what we should be doing most of the time.
Totally. And I understand that, like, there's going to be a certain section of the fan base who's always going to be a little bit more negative. There's going to be a certain section of the fan base who's going to get up, put their hand over their heart, and pledge allegiance to the Bo You know,
That's us. That's us.
And that's okay.
That's fine.
And I try to be somewhere sort of in between and reasonable and give praise when it's warranted, give criticism when it's warranted. And then I went so far to say, it's like, Jaden Daniels, I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. I want to see more. C.J. Stroud, are we sure? Are we sure?
And that's why we asked the question of, like, what is a franchise quarterback? Because if you talk about someone like Jaden Daniels, rookie year, 1 game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
1 game away from the Super Bowl. Isn't that like the ultimate goal as a quarterback and as a team?
Well, think about this. Trent Dilfer won the Super Bowl.
He did.
Did anyone think he was a franchise quarterback? Brad Johnson went and won the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. Did anyone truly believe he was a franchise quarterback? So, you know, these debates are fun for most of us, unless you're taking it too serious. These debates are fun because there is no official definition for a franchise quarterback. And this thing has really taken on a life of its own. I mean, we had the conversation on Wednesday, like sort of organically impromptu. But it's...
Well, I have one question.
Yeah.
Because of the Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And because he did struggle in year 1. And in year 2, he started to do really, you know, a lot better. Year 3, he took off. For Bo Nix, when you saw Josh Allen year 1, you were I'm pretty sure you're like, I don't know if this is it now.
Definitely.
Like, I don't know.
I was hopeful, but it definitely was like, I mean, what are we looking at here? I don't know.
But how do you feel about Bo Nix year 1? Because it was totally different than Josh's.
It was, for sure.
So where it's like, okay, Bo Nix in year 1, when nobody else thought about him but Sean, had success, brought the Denver Broncos to their first playoff game since 2015. They didn't win it. They got the brakes beat off them by Buffalo.
Yep.
But at least we got to have that experience and that fun and that hope again. So moving forward, this is why everybody and myself say, hey, this is a franchise quarterback because he started off hot. This is why I'm hot. Whereas Josh Allen, like at the beginning, was like, and then he started turning on. He grew up, and the offensive coordinator that was with him really believed in him, and it was a great fit, and he's good. He's good.
No, and that is a great point, is Bo kicked the door down. Not initially, slow first month of the season, but once he got into October, he started kicking the door down to the NFL. With the Josh thing, real quick, like, and no one remembers this, and that's fine. You're not supposed to. Josh Allen's second year in the NFL, he threw for 3,000 yards. 700 yards less than Bo's rookie year.
Yeah.
20 touchdowns. 8 less than Bo's rookie year. So this idea that everyone by year 2, no, dude, with the turnovers that he had, even in year 3, year 4, there was fans in Buffalo like, you'll never win with this guy. So it's a process. Growth is not linear. No. It's not like, it's always one step in front of the other. And
I feel like we're talking about our kids right now, Zach. I tell that all the time with my wife. Like, look, Phil's growth is not going to be the same. Like, there's going to be games where he does really well.
Yep.
And then there's that game where it's like, Phil, what are you doing?
Yep.
But sorry for cutting you off.
No.
Like that's how it is with the quarterbacks and being a young player in the NFL.
Yes, and Sean Payton would caution us for the football team, not necessarily for Bo. He did the opposite with Bo, actually. But for the football team, he say, you don't just build off from where you left off. And we have a tendency to say, okay, Bo Nix, and this is going back to offseason conversations, because I remember saying his rookie year was so good that he actually doesn't need to have some big jump. He doesn't need statistically to go from 28 to 34 and from 3,700 yards to 4,100 yards. Like, no, what he did last year was winning football. Now, you want to see him clean up some stuff and be a little bit more consistent, but
less turnovers, 12 interceptions, like knock it down to 10 or 9 this year, right? Like something like that would get us like, okay, he is moving in the right direction.
Yes, but we have a tendency to say, oh, well, year 1 to year 2. Well, he's a freshman going to a sophomore. He's a junior, but now he's a senior. Like, we have a tendency to do that in sports, and it doesn't always work like that. Mike Kliss coming up next.
After a signature win against the Eagles, can the Broncos avoid a trap game against the struggling Jets? How will Sean Payton manage the absence of Ben Powers? We'll break it all down in a special London edition of the Fan Football Pregame Show. Live on game day starting at 6 a.m. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men here on a Friday. You know, as we head into the weekend, oftentimes the weekend is when you can leave the stress of work right where it is, at work. And you have a bit of a lightness over the weekend, and maybe you bump into your partner, Next thing you know, you're getting intimate. Guys, intimacy is one of the great things in this life, all right? But the damage on intimacy that ED can cause, all right, it can be pretty impactful, all right? From self-confidence, maybe your partner blaming themselves. Don't let any of that happen, all right? ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable, all right? Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade, so they're not new. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. So you're not that special. I hate to break it to you. ED is actually pretty common. So schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test. If medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have an expert staff and 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So stop living with ED. Call them 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here. Colorado Joint Replacement is part of Advent Health, one of the nation's largest healthcare providers. They offer innovative hip and knee replacement surgery with expert, compassionate care. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the smart equity loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos.
Off and rolling. Here on a Friday, October 10th, 2025 on the doorstep of another huge weekend for the Denver Broncos as they have the New York Jets. And as we inch closer to game time, I'm having just a little strange feeling that we're going to talk about here, Phil. For the first time, I think this is my 9th Broncos season. I don't know if we've ever had, or I've ever had a guest.
That strange feeling. You sure it's not Bubble Guts?
No, it's not Bubble Guts.
All right.
It's not Bubble Guts.
We got some Pepto in the back if you need it.
I don't know if we've ever had a guest in the second segment of a show that I've done, but come to find out, it's past 9 o'clock at night for our own Mike Kliss. All right, he joins us on Fridays, presented by Fitness Gallery. And Mike, are you still awake over there, Michael?
Yeah, it is past my bedtime, but usually 9 o'clock is my bedtime, believe it or not. But it's strange over here. The my Cubs are in this big playoffs, and the first pitch is always at 2:08 in the morning.
Whoa!
And so it's been an adjustment here. But thank you guys for moving this to 2:15. Versus the usual 3:45 slot there.
Of course, Mike. I just sort of hinted at it to Phil. The more I dig into the Jets, now I don't want to misrepresent it. I don't want to misrepresent it, okay? Because they're no one's juggernaut. There's a reason they're the last team left in the NFL to get a win. But when you actually take a dive into them, and they should have beat the Miami Dolphins. They should have beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think that while they're not a juggernaut, I also don't know if they're as bad as a lot of Broncos country believes them to be. What do you think?
Yeah, I took the same dive into them. They should be 2-3. I think Pittsburgh's kicked a 60-yard field goal with a minute to go to beat them. I mean, 60 yards. And they lost by 2 on that one. And the Dolphins was like the Broncos lost to the Colts. They had the game won. They kicked a field goal with no time left on the clock. So you're right. They should have had 2 wins. Their offense isn't bad. Their defense has stunk.
Yep.
Their defense is allowing over 31 points a game. They've never had a game where they gave up less than 27 points. So there's your over and under for the Broncos in this game. They got to score 27 points because this is what this defense allows every single game. If the Broncos score less than 27 points, shame on their offense. And so that's maybe where you're a little nervous too, Zach, because the Broncos offense, do they got 30 points in them? I'm not sure we've seen that too much this year. They are not clicking on all cylinders for 4 quarters yet. So that's reason to be concerned. And otherwise, their offense runs the ball. They got, Fields isn't much of a passer, but he is an explosive runner. Broncos have seen him pass well for 2.5 quarters when he was with the Bears 2 years ago.
That's right.
So, and on top of all that win the Broncos had on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles doesn't look so impressive as we sit here today after what the Giants did to the Eagles yesterday.
Well, Mike, with you just saying that, because I was going to ask about the trap game. But because you feel that way, do you believe that the players feel this exact same way and they're not going to fall into this trap where you're going against an 0-5 Jets team after coming off of a big time win against Philadelphia, who was 4-0?
Yeah, my sense is the players aren't buying. That the Jets are 0-5. That they have said repeatedly. We've talked to all the players. Not one-on-one. We don't have access to the locker rooms here. They kind of bring them over, behind ropes like you guys know, like they used to do with the coordinators. And they did that again this week. But it's just kind of a mob scene where they stand behind a little barrier and you ask them questions. 9 News had a couple of one-on-one interviews, and we talked to some players, and they're all talking up the Jets. they're talking up the Jets like we just talked up the Jets a minute ago. They're much better than what their record indicates. The tape shows they got a lot of good players. They should have won a couple of games. I think this team is mature enough and wise enough to know that, boy, you got to be careful in the NFL. You can't ever bring your C- performance into an NFL game and expect to win, no matter how good you are. You have to bring at least a B+. Maybe not an A+, but you have to bring pretty close to your best game to win each and every game against each and every opponent. And they're all quality coaches. They're all quality players. For whatever reason, things go south. You don't get the breaks. You get down. But they all fight on Sunday. You know, they all make a lot of money. They all have families to provide for, and you know, wives and babies, and you know, they go out there and they compete and they play hard, and every now and then they can win a game, and so that's what the Broncos are guarding against.
Well, and it was interesting to hear Aaron Glenn this week. I'm eavesdropping on his press conferences, and he's like, "We love that we're in London. This is where we need to be. We know we're 0-5. We know the mistakes that we've made, but we have no noise over here. We are completely locked into getting our first win of the year against Denver." And it's like they have, you know, it's just into microphones, but it sounds like they've had the right mindset. Let me ask you this, Mike, a little bit off the beaten path for a Friday. Phil and I started having a conversation on Wednesday about Bo Nix. And Phil, and Phil was referring to Bo as a franchise quarterback, sort of like that was already established. And I had to give some pushback, and we went back and forth, and they ended up putting a poll out on Twitter. And I said, is Bo Nix currently, does he already have the label of a franchise quarterback, or is there still some room to grow? And I've never put a poll out that had over 1,600 votes and ended exactly 50-50, Mike. Like, you couldn't make it up. Yeah. So you couldn't make it up. So I just want to give you a second to weigh in on the discussion that our midday show was sort of piggybacking on, and I know some people have been having it here in town. Where do you fall on that?
Yeah, I agree with the poll. You can make a case for both. And he is the quarterback. He is all hope for Broncos country. Yeah. For Sean Payton, for Greg Penner. Greg Penner met with the media today. You guys heard that. They're all in on Bo. And I do think this last game, it's interesting that it was 50-50 because coming off that last game where he had an Elway-esque comeback, I would have thought it would have been more 70-30 because it was impressive the way he brought the team back. But aside from that comeback against the Eagles, I would have been more the other way. He's got a ways to go yet to prove himself, to be a 10-year guy. The franchise quarterback probably has to be a 10-year guy, you know, or capable of being a 10-year guy. And he's on his way. I would say he's on his way to being a franchise quarterback is the best way I'd put it. But I still think that the sample size is not large enough yet to say he's a definitive franchise quarterback. On his way, but not there yet.
Mike, 1 minute. What do you expect on Sunday?
We were talking about it with the Jets defense being bad and the Broncos, probably the one side of the ball that the Broncos we don't know yet about is the offense. I think this is going to be a tough game. 27 points is the least that the Jets have allowed. I would say the Broncos are going to get right there at 27, and the defense will come up and hold the Jets to 19 or 20. So something like that. 20. I think what is the spread? 4.5.
It was 8.5 a few days ago. I think it's been bet down to 7. I believe.
Okay. So, yeah, I would say 27-20, 27-21. I do think it's going to be a competitive game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's another one of those games where the Jets are going to walk away feeling like they should have won.
All right, Mike, great stuff. We'll leave it there for now, and we'll catch up with you when you're back stateside next Friday.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, you got it. There he goes. That's our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment. I want to react to what Mike said there. Also, how much differently, and he touched on it, how much differently are we viewing last week's win after what the Giants did, and how much differently are we viewing next week's opponent after last night? That's next.
Do the issues for the Buffs this season begin on the sideline?
I do not think it's a good look for Deion Sanders to continue to say we have more talent than our opponent and we're losing. Because me, just as a football fan, when you say that and you go to that well, I just start thinking of coaching.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Phillip Lindsay here for the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece, just like I was, why not shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you. And if you're not looking for a watch, any type of jewelry you're looking for, they will have, and I promise you that. And they're going to treat you just like family the minute you step through those doors. And they're not going to pressure you at all. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself, and looking at this beautiful watch on my wrist today, I made a great decision because of it. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has fought their way to the top and now have 2 locations and have become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you step foot into their showroom, like I said earlier, you're going to feel just like family, and their service reflects that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secret of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler, also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you when you step through one of those doors.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
At Ameristar, the best memories don't trend. They last. Their stories we're still telling 20 years later, like winning big at a table with your closest friends, or going all out on a night you hope lasts forever. Like watching your team clinch the playoffs on a giant screen, or stepping away for a weekend you'll never forget. Whatever you do it for the memories, and we'll do everything we can to make them last. Ameristar Blackhawk. Come visit or book your next memories at AmeristarBlackhawk.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Big deals on windows and siding. Order in October, finance with them, and pay nothing until November 2027. Be warm for the holidays. Call 5280 Exteriors. Low monthly payments. 5280 Exteriors. The altitude of quality.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's Fall Football Sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Eli Manning here, reminding you there's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. King's Hawaiian Sliders make you a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Fresno State with pregame starting at 6, presented by Rocks Heating and Air. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Air Force with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces UNLV with pregame starting at 1. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Bentley with pregame starting at 6:30.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at withstarahcu.com.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Happy Friday to you. You made it to the weekend. I knew you could do it this whole time.
There you go.
Happy
There you
Friday,
go.
Phil.
Happy Friday, man.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great, actually, man. It's fall weather out there, I should say.
Yeah, it is. Getting
You
there.
know, so it's getting there. The leaves are changing, but you know what? I love doing this job with you. I love coming in, whether it's sunny out there, whether the clouds are out there, whether it's dark, because it's gonna be dark soon.
Oh, yeah.
We get to talk about sports and just have fun, man.
That's all. That's all. We got a busy show. We got a lot to get to. Real quick, though. Real quick. You mentioned the fall weather.
Yeah.
Have you turned on the heat in the evenings in your house yet?
Oh yeah, the heat's been on throughout the summers. Right?
Stop.
This is why you don't ever tell your wife how to work the thermostat, because there's gonna be times where it gets a little chilly, where you put a hoodie on. Put a hoodie on, get a blanket.
Yes.
Instead, I see her going
Oh,
going to the button and start messing with it.
no.
So I knew I should have never told her about that.
Wait, so you're being serious? You've been
Oh,
running the
yes.
heat since the summer?
It's been like really like when it's hot, you know, the AC's on. When it gets a little chilly, I don't know what chilly is to them, but
Yeah.
obviously it's cold. He puts the heat on, or she puts the heat on.
Oh my gosh, Drew, have you started running the heat?
Not since the summer, no, like Phil. But no, we turned it on. We had to probably turn it on about a month ago. But we also live in Castle Rock.
A month ago?
Yeah. But we live in Castle Rock where it gets a little bit colder at night. So,
that's an excuse.
Tell you guys what,
the
man.
heat's on at night and the air conditioning's on during the day.
How are you going to take a shot at me and be like, well, I'm in Castle Rock, so it's a little different.
Dante?
Who runs their heat in the summertime? That's just
You just
weird.
said you do. My wife.
It was not
August.
summer.
You spelled that August and
That's
summer.
only a month ago. That's like mid-September.
Oh, okay.
Fall
okay,
starts
okay.
in September.
Okay.
You know.
Dante, you running the heat with the boys?
No heat. We're probably we have windows open still, even at night.
At night, even.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're not like that, but yeah, my wife came to me, and I draw a line. She is not allowed to touch that thermostat. She is not allowed to. So it's so funny. It's so funny how these things in our household become like fenced. Like she has like stuff that's just her stuff.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, there's some stuff is just stuff that she handles.
And you're probably not mad about it.
No. But the thermostat, I swear. And she's like, hey, like this is 2 nights ago. It was like gonna be in the 40s. She's like, hey, like, are you good with us? Running the heat? And I'm like, you're kidding me. Like you're kidding me. Like it's the first week of October. Put some sweats on, put some hoodies on. But we got the kids, so we did 2 nights ago start running the heat. But it's that time of year where it's like windows open in the day, windows closed at night. And try to.
Well, you're running the heat, but like, what's the tip?
Oh, I did it the other night to 68.
68.
Yeah.
All right, and I want to say they say that 68, 69 is a good temperature.
Yeah.
Where
just below 70,
where your bill doesn't spike.
And for whatever reason, like if I do it even to like 70, it gets real warm upstairs, like way too warm for us sleeping with the kids. So it's like 68, 69, something like that. Just checking in. You want to weigh in on that? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Happy Friday, folks. We got a fun show today. How much differently, if at all, are you viewing the Eagles' win last week?
Zach, I went back and forth with this because, as you know, you start to watch the game and then you go on X and everybody has an opinion on it. For me, playing this game and knowing how hard it is to win, and actually being on the side of where I was the Giants for some of the time with the Denver Broncos.
Sure.
And we actually talked about the game where we weren't a good football team, but we were going in to play Houston.
Yep.
Going in to play Houston. Houston just got done beating New England, who New England had Tom Brady. And I want to say Houston.
They were 8-4 at the time.
Okay, so 8-4. I thought it was.
Excuse me, they were 8-3. They got sent to 8-4 by you guys.
Yeah, so 8-3. They were feeling good about themselves. They overlooked us, and we ended up winning that game. We had no business winning that game. We were not better than Houston, but we played better than them that game. And it was a Thursday night game, or it was a Sunday.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
It was Sunday. They played Thursday night against the Patriots.
Yep, good memory.
Turned around and played Sunday, and we were able to beat them. Kind of like the Giants just did to the Eagles, where the Eagles turned around, and I know the Giants did too, and you play on a Thursday night. And so it's harder. But I'm not going to take anything away from the Giants. That's a tough organization. They really are. They have a tough defense. They
do
have
have
a
a tough
quarterback
defense,
that they're starting to believe in, although he reminds me of Drew Lock right now, where it's like you don't have a bunch of film on him, and so he's going to do well because you don't know how to necessarily game plan towards Jackson Dart just yet.
Dude, the fact that you just said that is crazy because I'm watching him, not during the game, although there's a lot there during the game that could remind you of Drew. I'm watching him after the game, and I'm like, this dude reminds me of Drew Lock. He has a very young spirit that he has a playfulness about him. Like he's
and that's good until it's not though, Zach. Because Drew is that exact same way. But at some point you have to be serious because you're not going to win all your games and you're going to be in some tough ones. And if you can't find a way to come out on the other side winning those tough games, people are going to start looking at you like, you're inexperienced and you're immature, and you need to mature up. So he has to be careful with that. But as long as they win, he's going to continue to have fun, which he should do.
Sure.
And continue to grow. But I'm not taking anything away from the Giants. The Denver Broncos beat Philly in Philly when they were 4-0 on a 12-game win streak at home. All right. And Philly's still going to be good because they have the weapons around them. Now, they got to get their act together, and they're going to have to come up with some kind of plan where it's like, dude, our identity is run the ball because that's what they're going away from their identity for these receivers. But the Giants did their part. I'm not taking anything away from the Denver Broncos and how they won the game because they were the first ones to knock off an undefeated team.
Yeah. I don't think that it severely changes the complexion of the win. But it does, and we do this a lot in college. Where it's like, who was the big matchup week 1 in college? It was it Texas and Clemson?
It was Texas
and Ohio State. Clemson and LSU played.
Yeah, Clemson and LSU beat Clemson that day, right?
Yeah,
correct.
And then like 3 games later, it's like you look back, it's like, wait, that win doesn't feel the same. Same thing with Texas and Ohio State. It's like, wait, well, what kind of win was that? What kind of win actually was that? And NFL, we don't do that as much because we don't talk about resumes like we do in college football as much in the NFL. But
did you feel some type of way about it?
You know what it did? It reminded me of the exercise that we did 2 days ago, or 3 days ago now. Was it really the biggest win in 10 years? And you go back and look at some of the wins that the Broncos had, and I remember living through them and knowing that they were huge, but the way that they age, you look back at them like retroactively differently because you have all the information when you look back.
But see, to me, that's their problem, not ours. Because when we were playing them, and when the Denver Broncos were playing Philly, it was a different story. Yeah, Philly didn't look like the Philly of last year, but they were still undefeated.
Right, but if Philly goes 9-8 and misses the playoffs, it's not going to feel the same when we look back.
Well, somebody out there, and maybe myself, is going to say, "Hey, Denver's the reason for that."
Denver broke them.
Well, yeah, there you go. Denver figured something out. Figured something out about them that other teams are going to piggyback on, and they're going to do it the exact same thing. I came up, and I know we got to go. I came upon this podcast that was talking about Buster Douglas, and he had to go against, was it Mike Tyson?
Yeah, Mike Tyson. He was a 40-1 underdog.
And see, you know your things. And Buster Douglas ended up going pound for pound, round for round with him, and outlasting him and beating him.
Yep.
Well, after Buster Douglas did that, so did other fighters start to understand, like, if we can find a way to outlast Mike Tyson and not get knocked out in the first 2 rounds, we can win this match. Well, that's kind of what's going to happen with the Philadelphia Eagles, where it's like, okay, like there's a blueprint out there as of right now when it comes to defensively and what you should do. Stop the run, because right now they're not on the same page when it comes to the receivers and quarterbacks. So yes, the Denver Broncos may have broke the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe.
I'll give you a baby pushback on that coming up next.
Will Nick Benito extend his lead as the NFL sack leader? Can J.K. Dobbins continue his hot start in the run game? We'll react to it all in the Fan Football Postgame Show, live on game day starting at the 2-minute warning. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Fellas, if you're driving down the street right now and you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, then you need to listen up, man. We all know as men, intimacy is a big thing for us and your significant other. And research shows that when you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, you can start to draw away from your partner. When ED affects your sex life, the conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can even blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. But I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you last an hour or even more. All you need to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99. This will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is absolutely free. They also have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you, so there are no excuses. I don't want to hear, hey, I don't know where to go, or it's too far. Bull. That's bull crap. All right, you could go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. The year's biggest watch event is here. The annual watch fair at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company, is happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. Discover the latest creations from the world's finest watchmakers. Explore the year's most talked about timepieces up close with hands-on access, brand representatives, and expert insights. Be among the first to explore cutting-edge designs, rare limited editions, and one-of-a-kind vintage timepieces. Plus, enjoy special 12-month financing. Subject to credit approval. See store for details. Do not miss the ultimate watch experience at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company. Make your appointment today at the1916company.com for the annual watch fair happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center.
Why wait for the weekend? Twin Peaks is serving up scratch-made food and pouring cold drinks every night after dark. Come experience the best late night in the league, any day of the week, only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
I should have had Done Right do it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling project. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. Simply put, we make people happy by being particular, just like you. 800-362-8370.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, just to finish up a conversation we were just having, and it's very reasonable why we're having the conversation. When you believe you have the best win in a decade, and I'm not telling anyone not to believe that, because we went through the exercise, and I think that sort of landed on that as well.
We did.
You know,
I know I did. I don't know if you said between the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Was it the Chiefs Bills mixed in with
the Chiefs Bills back-to-back wins sequence in 2023. Yeah. Beating Buffalo on the road, no less. Beating Kansas City for the first time in nearly a decade. But because of how that season aged, like if the Broncos snapped their playoff drought then, I think that it's a different texture of a conversation.
No, I have to agree with you on that. I mean, you beat Buffalo in Buffalo, and then you beat Kansas City, which you couldn't beat for a decade, and then you would go on to go to the playoffs.
Right.
In Sean's first year with the team.
Right.
So much more context to it if Denver would have got to the playoffs that year.
Yes, and that's why, again, I was trying to be measured, despite me ultimately saying, yeah, this is the best win in 10 years, of like, man, you got to remember how we felt when these wins happened, you know? But I'll give you a little bit of pushback on the Philly thing, because you said, well, Philly, they lost to the Giants after the Broncos, and maybe it was the Broncos who sort of broke Philly. And I said, I want to give you baby pushback on that. Although that can happen. And we cited an example of that kind of happening with the Pittsburgh Steelers when they were 7-2 or whatever it was.
2018.
Yes, and they came into Denver and riding high, and this is Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger and all this, and the Broncos beat them nearly at the buzzer, and then they start arguing, and AB ends up going crazy, and you could point back to that Bronco game like, man, that was the start of the unraveling there. Why I don't think that's necessarily applicable for this situation is because when we were leading up to the Philly game, we were doing the tail of the tape, and it's like, guys, this is not the matchup that most of the country thinks it is. Philly is having trouble running it. Philly is having trouble passing it. They're having trouble stopping the pass. They're having trouble stopping the run.
But yet people were calling it an upset.
Yes, and technically it was an upset, but when we're thinking Philly and you see 4-0, I think a lot of people were thinking of how dominant they were in January. And this is just, and it's amazing how quickly sports change. Soon as the Giants got up 10 last night, I'm watching it saying, this thing's over. They can't do anything. Philly can't
I didn't say when they got up by 10. I was like, okay, maybe they.
I did. I'm telling you.
Philly knows, usually they know how to finish games. So I was like, all right, like things can turn around, and it's the NFL. But then when they got the interception off of Jalen Hurts, that's when I was like, all right, like they don't have it. Philly does not have it.
No. So you're not moved at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm not taking away from what the Denver Broncos did, how we feel, like off of what somebody else did. The Giants, good for them. They had a great game plan. They're staying on track. They have a focused mindset, and it's the NFL, and anybody can win any given Sunday.
It's true.
So that's why I feel like I'm not taking away from those boys on the Denver Broncos who have worked hard to get that win when everybody was hyping this game up of, hey, you're going to go into Philly and it's a hostile environment. They're undefeated. Like, no. Let's not do it to them.
All right, fair enough. It feels a little bit different because I'm going to tell you this, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I think Philly's in trouble. I really do. I think they are in trouble. They look so disjointed. I'm watching A.J. Brown. They're targeting him like every other passing play. And I'm watching him after catches that go for 11 yards and first down, like dropping his shoulders and flipping the ball to the quarterback. Like there is something so off
But it was
with
like
that situation.
For them last year, too, when we would talk about it. I mean, you had A.J. Brown reading a damn book during a football game.
Yeah.
You know, they were losing games.
That's true.
They were having to have a meeting, which people, by the way, said that Saquon, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts had a meeting, and then A.J. Brown goes and
How
says,
about that?
You know, they didn't.
Yeah, and then he went on Twitter. Did you see this?
No.
And he's like, I want to clear this up. He's like, we did not have some sort of meeting. I was walking to my car in the parking lot, and they were talking, and I just stopped to talk. That's not having a meeting. But like he knows what he's doing when he says, you know, we didn't have it. I don't recall what you're talking about. That whole thing, it's off, man. The vibes are off. The record is glossy. But I remember, how about this? What was the Eagles' record before Broncos beat them last week?
Undefeated. 4-0.
4-0. Broncos win the Super Bowl in 2015. They bring back most of the roster. The Broncos were winning games without Payton the previous year when Osweiler was in there. They play the Panthers first game of the season in 2016. They beat them. Week 2, they win. Week 3, they win. Week 4, they win. They're 4-0. They lose week 5, and the season unraveled. And the Broncos missed the playoffs after being a reigning Super Bowl champion and a 4-0 start. Phil, I believe Philadelphia is going to miss the playoffs, even though they're 4-2. I think they are in big trouble. I really do. There's something, there's a connectivity that they had and they've lost.
Are we talking about the Nuggets or are we talking about Philly? The connectivity, huh?
Yeah. The Nuggets went through it too.
You don't sound like you're crazy. You watch these games, it feels different. All I'm saying is let's be cautious because this happened exactly how it went down now happened last year. There was a bunch of drama around them. And they found a way to still win games because they're a good football team. They have a bunch of weapons around Jalen Hurts to help him out. The defense is still really good. You know, they didn't have Jalen Carter in that game.
Right.
I know it doesn't matter. Like one guy's not going to change it all. But I'm just cautioning everybody that this Philly team is still good. Now, can they stick together? Who knows?
Real quick before we go, I knew they were in trouble last night after they scored a touchdown. But they had to do 4 consecutive tush pushes to do it because nothing else is working. You had to do it 4 times in a row, and they scored, and I immediately live bet the Giants. And I am not kidding you. That team's in trouble. All right. What is the single biggest key to victory in order to ground the Jets? That's next.
Are the Avalanche once again in a familiar situation with a crucial top 6 player?
I hate that this Netches thing is going into the season. I hate it. I hate it so much because if he starts fast, and I expect he's going to, then you're in the same situation as the Mikko thing last year.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states, as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Fresno State with pregame starting at 6, presented by Rocks Heating and Air. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Air Force with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces UNLV with pregame starting at 1. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Bentley with pregame starting at 6:30.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistarraCU.com.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Friday. Happy Friday. You made it to the weekend. Congrats. Going to talk a little Broncos Jets here. I'll explain what's going on with my game day gut here.
Pep, though. It's in the back. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Hey, congratulations before we get into this to Bo Nix and his wife, Izzy, who are expecting their first child.
Yeah, big deal.
It is a big deal.
And you know how that goes. Your first kid, you're excited, and, you got to get everything going, the nursery, and it's a fun time. It's a fun time, especially when you're ready for it, when you're expecting it, and you know that you're ready to have that kid. So, good job, Bo.
I'm assuming they were trying, but I guess you can never assume.
No.
You can never assume, right? But regardless, best wishes for a happy and healthy pregnancy to the Knicks family. All right. The single biggest key to victory is blank for the Denver Broncos. Fill in that blank, presented by Williams Jewelers, Mr. Phillip Lindsay.
Yeah, the biggest key to victory for the Denver Broncos on the road over there in London is to force Justin Fields to beat the defense through the air. Justin Fields hasn't done a great job of throwing the football right now. Now, the offensive line has given up 16 sacks already in 5 games.
Well, I think I think he missed the game, so it is 4.
4 games for him. We all know that Justin Fields is very inaccurate with the football. He's inconsistent. There's times where he looks really, really good, and then there's other times where it's like, what are you doing? In this case, that's a great sign for the Denver Broncos. Stop the run. Put a guy in the box so that you can stop Breece Hall, who Zach Biden wants to trade for. All right, stop him and force Justin Fields to beat you. Throw a couple deep balls. Riley Moss have sticky defense. PS2, I don't think that Justin Fields is going to go PS2 way too much unless PS2 is going to follow Wilson, their star receiver. But that's
Garrett Wilson, your boy.
Yeah, he was my boy. Oh. I still like him. Come on, we'd trade for him.
You wanted to trade a first-round pick for Garrett Wilson.
Oh, look at you.
I don't forget.
Oh, no, I know you don't.
Bring Breece and Garrett over here.
Yeah, how about both? We'll give him somebody else. We'll give him a first and a second, right?
Yeah, we'll give him 3 first. Just give us Garrett Wilson.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No, but if you can force the Jets and Justin Fields to be one-dimensional, you're going to win this game because you're gonna make Justin Fields throw the ball when he doesn't want to throw it. He's going to be very, very inaccurate with it, and he's going to have a bunch of 3-and-outs because of that. Nick Bonitto's going to get to him, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen. We have the dogs to do that. And like I said earlier, the Jets' offensive line has given up 16 sacks already. Right? Like this should be a field day for Nick Bonitto. If Nick Bonitto wants to be Defensive Player of the Year, then you have to do your job even against bad teams. And right now, if they're going to give you the luxury to go down there and get some sacks, pad them stats. Pad them stats then.
Fields has actually taken 161 sacks in 51 career games. 161 in 51 games. That is over 3 sacks per game. This is the #1 sack team in the NFL for a second consecutive year. Yeah, I mean, what an opportunity to get after Justin Fields.
He holds on to the ball way too long.
He does, man.
Like Russ, just like Russell Wilson. You just hold on to the ball way too long because you're looking for a play to develop. It's not there. The timing's not there. You get sacked. That's what happens.
That's what happens. And so hopefully the Broncos can take advantage of that on Sunday morning, bright and early. You mentioned he's inaccurate with the football.
Yeah.
Do you realize Justin Fields has a better completion percentage than Bo Nix?
I do. But when you're talking about Justin Fields being accurate, I guarantee you look up there and Justin Fields is not throwing a bunch of deep balls. I guarantee because he's being sacked so often that it's a bunch of checkdowns to the tight end, checkdowns to the running backs. So it's easily going to help your completion percentage out if you get it to the running backs. They got to catch it.
But you remember Bo Nix has the most attempts in the entire NFL within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
But you also remember that his receivers and running backs have also let him down at times. Let's not forget the Tennessee Titans game where Bo Nix threw to Tyler Bidet 4 times, and Tyler Bidet only came down with it 1 time. He dropped 3 of them. All right, you have someone like Troy Franklin who's dropped the ball multiple times. Marvin Mims has dropped the ball multiple times. Cortland Sutton has dropped some balls. So that there's context to it, right?
Bo also needs to do a better job.
Of course.
Bo needs to do a better job. You didn't see that punch coming, did you?
I dodged it.
Did you? I don't know if you did.
I just explained. It's
Now
not
you're
just
like,
him.
he's not throwing the ball down the field. I'm like, well, Bo Nix throws it close to the line of scrimmage more than anyone. He's got to get better. Although I do agree, Justin Fields is not he's not a natural thrower of the football.
No, and actually Justin Fields missed a couple wide open receivers the other game where they could have been touchdowns. So and that's something that the reporters down there could continue to bring up with Justin Fields about, hey, like when somebody's open, although you're accurate, you're missing some touchdowns. How do you feel about it? Of course, quarterback's not going to give you all the ammunition, but he's another one. He's just inaccurate at times when it comes to having a wide open receiver and not executing that play.
Yeah. Well, I think Bo is a more natural thrower of the football. He certainly has the higher ceiling as a quarterback. I think that Justin Fields is more athlete than quarterback, and he's still trying to find his way. And I don't know if he's ever going to find his way. I really don't. I like Justin Fields. Here's what I'll say. I like to watch Justin Fields. And I forget who I was talking about last year with the same way. Like, there's certain players I like to watch, but wouldn't want them on my team. And I think Russell Westbrook has been a player like that in the back half of his career, where he's been fun to watch because it's like kind of chaotic and it's entertainment value, but you don't want him on your team. Speaking for myself, Justin Fields sort of the same way. I like watching him play. I like watching him run around. He can be dynamic. He can find a way where it looks like there is no way. But if he's quarterbacking your team and you have expectations, you're probably going to be severely disappointed.
Well, at some point, you are who you are. When you've been in the league for 5-6 years, you can even say 4 years, and things aren't changing for you or you're not getting better as time goes on, even for someone like Josh Allen. Didn't do well his first year. Second year did better. Third year exploded. Like you have to see some type of getting better with your craft for you to be optimistic about that player moving forward. Like for Bo, last year he had a great year. Now he needs to get back to it. It seems like he's starting to get right back on track. Now you have a full season to diagnose and see if he can, but this is why you play these games for Justin Fields. He has had enough games to where it's like, yo, you are who you are. A great athlete, can make some beautiful passes, but very inconsistent when it comes to being a true quarterback that goes down the field and you can rely on every single game. And it's okay. Like some quarterbacks just don't have it.
Yep. No, and but I'll say this in terms of Bo. If this offense that's been disjointed through 5 games if they can't have success against this Jets defense, man, the questions around Bo in this offense are only going to grow. And they may double in size in London. They may double in size because...
Well, what do you want to see? Like for me, against the Jets, you said that you have a weird feeling about this game.
Yeah.
Because it's an NFL team, it's the Jets, and they need to find a win. Their back's against the wall. So what do you want to see from Bo? Do you want to see him throw 40 times a game and have those big-time plays and hit on some plays like he was supposed to against the Chargers? Or do you just want to see a complete balanced game from the offense where everything is firing and everybody's having, that success? Like, what do you want to see for you to be more on board with Bo Nix?
Definitely the second one, because it's and you might like this.
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
You've
been picking on him. You've been picking on him for the last couple of days.
I just been calling balls and strikes, and some people can't handle it.
There's been a bunch of balls, no strikes.
It's been more balls than strikes. That's right. But I want to see. This is about the Broncos. This is about the Broncos getting a 4-2.
Yeah.
I want to see a more well-balanced approach. And we've been seeing this. We're starting to see it.
Yeah.
Where it's not so lopsided and Bo, pass. Like, it's pretty abundantly clear the strength of the offense right now. And if it changes, we'll talk about it. But the strength of the offense right now is running the football. They are one of the 5 best running teams in the league.
Yeah.
They're one of the bottom 10 passing teams in the league. Bo Nix, by nearly every metric, is in the bottom half of the NFL. There's a bunch of time left, and the stats will come. But if you're running the ball effectively, Bo's job is going to get a lot easier. And if Bo's job gets a lot easier, and I anticipate him growing throughout the season, he's going to just perform better. But this is not going to be the Bo show because the Jets are 0-5 on Sunday.
Well, see, this is where it comes back to, like, do you trust Sean? Because I agree with you. Because Sean can look at this game saying, hey, all right, now we should win this game. But I want to make sure that my guy looks good.
Win it my way.
Win it my way, like you've said for the past couple weeks. Win it Sean's way, which in Sean's head, his way is Bo throws 50 times, throws for 4 touchdowns, 300 yards. They dominate the Jets, and now everybody's on board saying he is the franchise quarterback.
And maybe he is top 5, like Sean said.
But do you trust Sean to stick to what's working? Obey his eyes. Understand that the identity of this offense moving forward as of right now is running the ball, which will then set up for play action, which will then set up for huge, big-time plays being thrown downfield from Bo if he can connect on them.
Well,
do you trust him? Sean.
And a week ago, I really trusted him in Philly.
Yeah.
But
I put my trust in Sean.
I trusted him in that spot.
My house and everything. All right.
I trusted him in that spot. I did because of how serious that game felt and how badly the Broncos needed to have a signature win and win a game that you weren't supposed to win, and they did that.
I don't know. You saying it's not a signature win anymore?
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop it.
Hey, so there's a little lust that
but
it's not there anymore.
If the Broncos are up 8 in the fourth quarter, like, how are you operating? Like, that's what I want to know. Are you throwing it on 4th and 8 like you did against Tennessee because you feel like you have the license to? Or will you continue to play it by the book and trust your football instincts, not your shot calling, and not have your agenda bleed into a game day operation? So, like, to answer your question, do I have complete trust in Sean? No, not in this spot, not the way that I did last week, because it's different. This is a winless team who is giving up 31 points a game. They gave up 34 to Pittsburgh. They gave up 30 to Buffalo. They gave up 29 to Tampa, 27 to the Dolphins, and 37 to the Dallas Cowboys. And I could see a scenario where Sean, because he wants it so bad for himself and for Bo, lets his agenda, get in the way.
See, I'm on the other side of this one today. I actually trust Sean going into this game. He understands that this is about the Denver Broncos. But also, can we all agree that Sean Payton has been putting together great play calls where you have receivers wide open for some explosive plays?
Yes.
Can you agree with that?
Yes. I've been agreeing with that.
So they're going to be there. Sean does do a great job of finding ways to be creative in his offense and get people open for some touchdowns. That's going to happen in this Jets game. Now it's on Bo to execute, and if Bo executes, he's going to have some big-time plays where it's going to inflate his yards, and he's going to be in the 250, 260 because of some bombs, some deep balls downfield. It's on Bo, but I do believe that Sean's like, hey, it's working right now. We have a run game that wants to get downhill. It's going to set Bo up for success. It's going to set my plays up for success. And we're going to be sitting here smiling at the end of this where, hey, JK gets 15 to 20 carries, but Bo Nix he threw 39 times last Sunday against Philly. So it's like 35, almost 40 times. And we can still get those yards for Bo Nix. But Bo Nix is going to have to execute when it's there because they've been there. We can all agree on that one.
Definitely. They have been there. The opportunities have been there. They just need to be seized. They just need to be capitalized on. I'm going to be honest. I didn't realize that Bo threw it 39 times last week.
That fourth quarter.
Holy smokes. That is a lot of passing attempts. Do you at least – I'm going to pick the Broncos to win this game. Broncos should absolutely win this game. If they don't, it's going to be a massive disappointment. But do you at least see some of my concern based off past evidence with Sean in a spot like this?
Most definitely. Like I said, before I decided to say, hey, I'm confident in Sean, I went back and forth because Sean does always have an agenda. And he does want to make sure Bo Nix looks good and that when they win his way. But I think that when you start to, like, peel back layers for Sean, it's like, dude, the best thing for Bo is for the team to succeed. Because if the team is succeeding, Bo's going to look good, and he's going to get comfortable, and everybody else around him is going to be happy because everybody's getting involved. And you are doing a good job of setting Bo up for success. Bo needs to execute. So nothing has to change. You don't have to add 10 more passes to his arm. Just make sure he executes the plays that you call when they're there because there have been some beautiful setup plays for success.
Well, the Jets can be had. If the Broncos put it together and can put 4 quarters together, or maybe even 3, they could very well be in the 30s. They could. Giving up 31 points a game. That is 31st in a league of 32. You know who the only defense that's worse is?
Let me think. The Saints.
Good guess. I can't believe this is true. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
Is it the Ravens? Oh.
Phil, the Ravens are giving up 35 a game.
Wow.
35 a game. I never thought I'd see in this era of Ravens football.
Their window might be shut.
It could be, man. Like, this league is so fickle. It's no birthright. It's incredible. The Baltimore Ravens have the worst defense in the NFL. That's just insane. But after them, it's the Jets. So I would love to see. I would love to see.
The Bills broke the Ravens.
They might have.
That first game.
They might have. Oh, yeah. And the Ravens were beating them.
Yes.
It was the Derrick Henry fumble late and
the comeback fashion for Buffalo.
Yes. And the game before that was their last game last year, which they lost to Buffalo, which they probably were in a great position to win that game as well. But you never sure how windows work in sports. You were just never sure. There's no guarantees ever. But that being said, Jets giving up 31 points a game. Bo Nix and the Broncos should be able to move the football. Now, in terms of the Jets and what they do offensively, if the Broncos stop the run or just limit the run, they should be just fine here. But I have a feeling, man, and I'm listening to Aaron Glenn in these press conferences this week, like this is a very, very serious focus group. And I don't want to misrepresent it and make them sound like something that they're not, because they are not a good football team. But I'll talk out of the other side of my mouth on the heels of me saying they're not a good football team. I do not believe they're as bad as everyone is saying. When you actually watch them, the football team plays hard. They have lost at the end of a game, in the final minute of a game, twice. They should probably be 2-3, not 0-5. But you see that record, and it's like, well, they're just trash. I do not believe the Jets are trash. They're the third best running team in the sport, and I think and I hope and I believe ultimately that the Broncos have taken them seriously this week. But
Well, see, that's my concern right there. Is like they're the third best running team in the league, and everybody knows that they don't have a passing game truly. So what are they doing? Every other team is stacking the box, but yet the Jets are still able to have success. So going into this game, the Denver Broncos are going to have to stack the box to have some success. But that may still not be enough at the beginning of the game because of how creative the Jets have been with their run schemes. And they do have a really good running back in Breece Hall, who's a true number one, that if he gets out and breaks loose, you're not catching him. So this is why I said for the Denver Broncos, like they're going to have to add an extra guy in the box like Hufanga or Brandon Jones.
Sure.
They're going to have to play man, which they do anyway, man with the outside cornerbacks. And but they have to sell out to stop the run. Force the Jets to be in third and longs. Force the Jets to have to throw the ball, make Justin Fields uncomfortable. Because if they can sustain drives, because that's what the Jets want to do. They want to keep the offense off the field, tire out the defense, and sustain these drives and move down the field. And although there may not be touchdowns because VJ's defense is bend but don't break, but get field goals and throw off the rhythm of the offense, the rhythm of Sean Payton's play calling.
Well, here is Vance Joseph, Broncos defensive coordinator, talking about the New York Jets and specifically Justin Fields.
He is so talented. He's dangerous. Obviously with his legs, he's a better runner than Jalen, in my opinion. He has a great arm. He's obviously, bounced around the teams, but, not his fault. I mean, he's competed everywhere he's gone, but he's capable of making big plays, and that's scary for a coach. It only takes one play on defense to give up a big play, and they've got guys who can do those things. The back's playing well, the receiver's a top 10 pick, and the quarterback's a special talent. So, we've got to play our best ball to win. It's the NFL. It's no trap games or, easy games on the schedule. Playing our best is our goal each week, and we have to do that.
It sounds like it's the right approach from Vance Joseph. Not like I was expecting to hear anything less than a seriousness, but from Sean's comments, from Vance's comments, I trust that the Broncos have the right approach here.
Oh, you got to give the coaching staff over there and the players still respect. They're in these games. Like you said, you had the Bucs game where I thought the Jets were going to win. They end up losing that one. The Steelers is another one where they should have won. They end up losing that one. So they're in games in the NFL. These players are getting paid a lot of money too. They don't want to be embarrassed on national TV in front of their families. So they're going to go out there and give it their all. And hopefully it can fall their way. Hopefully they can make some of those big-time plays. And if we don't bottle up Justin Fields, he's going to make us pay a couple times. He has done it in the past against us. He'll do it again if you let him. So Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, they're going to have to be disciplined with their eyes. But also get after him. This shouldn't be a game where we win by a field goal. But it could be that way if they don't have that right mindset that you have been talking about.
Yeah. Tampa Bay's pretty good, right?
Tampa's really good.
They're 4-1. Jets lost by 2 points in Tampa. Here's Sean Payton talking about the New York Jets.
Yeah, there's a number of things. Obviously, they're running the ball extremely well, really well. We've seen Fields and his explosiveness. He's involved in the run game. I think the runner's having one of his better seasons. The young receiver is explosive. The run game is going to be really important. And then offensively, that first half last week, eliminating some of the self-inflicted, the things that slow you down or keep you from, getting momentum. They do a really good job in the special teams phase. And the other thing is this, and I've known Aaron Glenn a long time. As a player, he was with us in Dallas, and then I hired him. Luckily, I was able to hire him as a coach. You see a team that's playing their tails off. So a different type team relative to their structure compared to last week, but nonetheless, the focus is really on us and being ready to go.
All right, so massive amounts of respect going to Aaron Glenn's group, and I will. Not like I need to co-sign anything for Sean Payton, but like when you watch the Jets, they play hard. There's no quit in that football team right now at all. Maybe it comes, a month from now, 2 months from now, but it ain't now. The Jets, real quick here, they have no secondary wide receiver, like none. After Garrett Wilson, it's a huge drop-off. This should be a perfect bounce-back spot for someone like Riley Moss.
Yeah, get right, Riley. Go out there and play sticky defense against whoever is out there as the number 2 receiver. Make some couple plays. We got to get some interceptions, Zach. We only have one this year.
Right.
We got to start making plays. That's what a dominant defense does. They get sacks, they get turnovers, force fumbles, but also interceptions. The back end, the secondary, they have to do a better job of finding ways to get interceptions and turnovers.
Yeah, that's one thing they haven't done, to your point. They haven't taken the ball away at a high level. They're actually below average statistically in that very important category. All right, I want to talk about who's been ruled out for Sunday. Also, maybe a bit of a revenge game that hasn't been on our radar as much. That's next.
After a signature win against the Eagles, can the Broncos avoid a trap game against the struggling Jets? How will Sean Payton manage the absence of Ben Powers? We'll break it all down in a special London edition of the Fan Football Pregame Show. Live on game day starting at 6 a.m. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
You know, it's funny. All the answers to all the questions are right here in front of us. All we have to do is ask ourselves, as human beings, what we ourselves like. This is Glenn Jamrot. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. For instance, you like when people care about you. You like when people listen. You like when people understand. Listening, caring, and understanding are keys to happiness. They hold the answers in all our questions. What does any of this have to do with Alpine Bank? After all, aren't all banks the same? No. At Alpine, we are human beings first and bankers second. Banking is what we do, not who we are. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado, and you.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open. ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040. Did you know that I actually have some psychic abilities? Yep, had a new client come in the other day to get signed up, and she said, Dan, they've already made me an offer. And I said, well, let me guess. It was $1,500. And her eyes got real big, and she said, Dan, how'd you know that? And I said, let me take another guess. When you said you weren't sure, they said, okay, we'll offer you the maximum amount allowed of like $3,500. The client couldn't believe what she was hearing. But let me let you know in a little secret. I'm not a psychic. I just know all of the insurance companies' dirty little tricks. They use these tricks to put pressure on you so they can get off the hook cheap. At 303 Law 4040, we're here to make sure that they play fair. We're going to make sure you get feeling better and the insurance companies pay what's right. Call us at any time. You can speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Denver fans, game day starts at Twin Peaks. Your hometown football HQ is giving away exclusive team jerseys every game day. Catch every Denver matchup, cheer loud, and you could score big. Just ask your Twin Peaks girl for the play-by-play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Fresno State with pregame starting at 6, presented by Rocks Heating and Air. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Air Force with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces UNLV with pregame starting at 1. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Bentley with pregame starting at 6:30.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, come off the top rope with it. One. All right.
Woo!
Got to hold it on a Friday, Phil.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
We haven't talked much about this, but this is a bit of a revenge game for John Franklin Myers, who the Jets did not want to pay him, and they traded him to Denver. And he has been a really good player for the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
And after a bit of a slow start to the season, it feels like he's coming on a little bit.
No, it really does. Now, hopefully he's not too banged up, because he had that little scare against the Eagles where he's running free, his knees buckle. And I was like, man, that seems like he blew his knee out. Ends up coming back into the game doing well, so that's great. Great to see. For John Franklin Myers, he knows that he has to have a good year this year so that he can get paid. To him, he's saying, hey, the Jets don't want me. Hell, the Denver Broncos don't want me.
Right.
But somebody has to pay.
Right. And someone will. And someone will. John Franklin Myers is a good football player.
He really is. He's a solid football player. He's an anchor in the middle there. He's going to get his sacks. but he's strong. He can stop the running backs from getting extra yards and clog up the running lanes as well. So John Franklin Myers is a big key to the Denver Broncos' success when it comes to the trenches.
Here is Sean Payton this week from London talking about John Franklin Myers this season.
He's strong, very simple, though. The thing he can provide is he can dent the pocket. And if you're a quarterback, that's a problem because that 3-yard spot behind the center is that magical area that you want to protect. It's also the area that he can impact. And if you can get to that 3-yard spot behind the center, that can affect the passer.
I love the phrase, he dents the pocket. He dents the pocket. I really like that.
No, for sure. When you watch him, he does.
He does. It's like that
pushback.
That magical 3-yard area behind the center. It can be the most problematic for a quarterback. And that's why if you can get a push, look, edge rushers are great. You need those guys too. But if you can get a push from the inside of a defense, it's rare to come by. That's what makes someone like Aaron Donald so special. And I'm not saying JFM is Aaron Donald, but like when you can impact that area and there's nowhere to step up.
Yeah, for the quarterback, you flush their quarterback, you make him panic, and now he makes bad decisions because of that. Or he throws the ball away, and now you're sitting there 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10 because of it. So John Franklin Myers is doing his job. He will get paid. Probably not here at Denver, which is sad to say.
Yeah, that's unfortunately probably true. How big of a deal is the Ben Powers loss this weekend?
You know, Zach, it's a big deal. It's a big deal because you have a starting left guard who you love to pull with. Now, Ben Powers, his strength wasn't pass protecting. His strength was getting downhill. And when you watch the film, Ben Powers is great at getting to the double team, knocking the double team off, getting up to that second level to seal off that linebacker. And J.K. Dobbins has been able to kind of sit back there, play the cat and mouse like he says, and then explode behind Ben Powers and other big boy over there, Big Q, Quinn Miners.
Yep.
So it's going to be a big blow. Let's see who they put in to replace him. Is it Palczewski? Is it Pert? It's going to be one of those two, and see if we can still keep this train going, man.
All right, we'll see what it looks like on Sunday. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, the college football slate is silly this weekend. Silly. Like almost reminiscent of the first week of the season. What's the best game? Number 1 Ohio State at number 17 Illinois.
No, Zach.
It should be good though.
Come on.
No, you think they're gonna get blown out?
They're getting a spanking.
Yeah, they may. Ohio State's just different. Their defense is. I mean, how do you graduate? Excuse me. How do you lose 14 starters to the NFL draft, and you're the number 1 team in the country, and somehow the defense looks just as good as it did a year ago?
I'll tell you how. You don't graduate. You just move on. You don't go through and wait your turn. You just move on when you're a junior or a redshirt sophomore and you have eligibility to go to the next level. You're just good, Zach. Like Ohio State does a great job of paying for these really good kids.
Do you? Well, they do. And do you remember, or you may be too young, a Pez dispenser? Do you remember a Pez dispenser?
Mm-mm.
It's a plastic. Dante, do you remember you seen a Pez dispenser?
Yeah, they had like the little Bugs Bunny on the top or
yes,
something like that.
It was like a plastic. It almost looks like a clip. Almost like to a gun or something. And it's loaded with these little, almost like Tic Tac looking candies.
Yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And
yes.
you lift up the head, and you lift up the head of like the Bugs Bunny or whatever it is, and it pushes out of Pez, and you pull it out. And as soon as you put the head back on, the next time you lift it up, another Pez is sitting there waiting. That's Ohio State. You pop the Pez out, you take it out, put the head back down, reopen it, and another blue chip 5-star kid is just waiting to hit the field. And they are so fun to watch on the defensive side of the ball. I really like their young quarterback, Julian Sayin. So you got number 1 Ohio State at number 17 Illinois. You have number 8 Alabama, who after that early season, trouble against Florida State has really stabilized. They're traveling to Columbia to play Mizzou, who's number 14 in the country. Number 7 Indiana at number 3 Oregon.
That's it. That's the game.
That's the one for you?
Oh, Zach, that's the game. Uncle Kurt, I told you, I'm on board with you with him now.
He's the man.
A menace.
He's got Indiana football at number 7, bro.
Come on. Oregon better be careful because, Uncle Kurt Signetti, he does not care about a number.
Nope.
He does not care who you are or a logo. He's going to have his team ready to play.
That should be a really fun one. Then the Red River rivalry, number 6 Oklahoma at unranked Texas. Holy smokes. That should be really fun. It's at Texas on paper. It's actually neutral. Do we know where that game is, Dante?
Yeah, it's at the Cotton Bowl.
It's at the Cotton Bowl. That's right.
Not Jerry World, like the old school Cotton Bowl.
Yes, the old school Cotton Bowl. That should be fun. And then you have number 15 Michigan at USC tomorrow evening on national TV. You said your favorite game is
Indiana-Oregon.
Indiana-Oregon. Dante, what's your favorite game this weekend?
Indiana-Oregon.
Indiana-Oregon as
Easy.
well.
Are we going to see, is Indiana like James Franklin can't handle the big dogs?
Uh-oh.
Or are they for real?
I don't think it's fair to put Kirk Cignetti in the same conversation with James Franklin, because the resources that James Franklin has in Happy Valley are just innumerable.
Yeah.
Kurt Cignetti, this is an upstart. Indiana never had a 10-win season ever, and they did last year in his first year. And
they're number 7 now.
And they're number 7. Now, I understand what Dante's saying, because when they stepped up in competition last year, they really got trucked. This is a single-digit spread, by the way, the Indiana at Oregon. And then is John Mateer playing for Oklahoma? I don't think we know that yet. It's like we may literally find out as the game is starting. Michigan at USC. Michigan's getting beat tomorrow night.
You like that one?
Michigan's getting beat tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Since they realigned the Big Ten, teams traveling 2 time zones like Michigan will from Ann Arbor to Southern California, they are 12 and 21. And everyone wrote off USC after they lost against Illinois when they were touchdown favorite for the same reason, coming all the way across the country. I think Michigan gets beat tomorrow night. But, man, what a fun slate. What an absolutely fun slate. All right, we are kicking out of the last slap of the mat on the 3 count. This weekend, we have the return of a frenemy. Is it officially time to call him a rival or just the flat-out enemy? That's next.
Do the issues for the Buffs this season begin on the sideline?
I do not think it's a good look for Deion Sanders to continue to say we have more talent than our opponent and we're losing. Because me, just as a football fan, when you say that and you go to that well, I just start thinking of coaching.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Right now, receive up to a $25 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I want to tell you about my new obsession. That's with Daisy's French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip, along with the Daisy Ranch Dip, these are definitely game changers that you're not going to want to miss out on. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then you need to give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan.
You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-266-3845. Again, that's 800-266-3845. 800-266-3845.
Catch a ride with EV and Auto. Catch a ride.
Oh no, it's the attack of Zombie Auto.
Deals. Auto wants deals.
Well, good thing Foundation Chevrolet has the best deals during Truck Month. Like the all-new 2026 heavy-duty Chevy Silverado. Ready to haul tons of candy this Halloween season.
Auto loves deals.
Treat yourself to a tricked-out truck from Foundation Chevy. And together, let's drive.
Visit FoundationChevrolet.com and catch a ride.
Hey, Stoke here. If you need a hip or knee replacement surgery, check out Colorado Joint Replacement. They're home to some of the top trained surgeons in the state using the latest technology. Their expert surgeons offer the most innovative joint replacement care in the Front Range. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
Halloween's here. Costumes, candy, and maybe a few scares. But nothing scarier than being ghosted by your insurance company after an accident. At Postman Law, we've delivered over $3 billion to our clients, and we make it simple. Speed, ease, results. With free case evaluations and no fee unless we win, you're never left in the dark. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of
I get traded away. I don't want to leave. He made it clear he didn't want to leave.
Well, he didn't make it clear enough with his actions.
Well, yeah. Actions over words, right?
Actions over words.
Then he ends up tearing us a new one, man.
Oh my gosh. And obviously you remember this, but like the sequence in which it happened, like they didn't deal him to Dallas. They dealt him to an Eastern Conference team. Of course, he refused to commit to them as well, caused a disturbance within that organization.
Yeah.
And then they send him to the Lone Star State. And I just, again, even still as I sit here today, months after it happened, it's just impossible to reconcile the sequence. And then, of course, the self-contained third period hat trick in a Game 7 for the first time in the history of hockey.
Yeah, I don't want to relive it. I'm visualizing it right now as we speak. It's just like, dude, he was unstoppable against us, his former team.
And, well, they come into town tomorrow night. I know everyone's got a different opinion about this, but I'm curious, and I want to throw it out to the RamosLaw.com text line. Where are you guys at with Mikko Rantanen upon his return? He's one of the great players in franchise history. There's no doubt. But he wanted top dollar, I believe, and will probably always believe until proven otherwise, that his goal was to get to $14 million, just like his own agent from Octagon Sports got for Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
And I believe that they believed that they had an argument why Mikko was worth all of that, if Draisaitl was worth it. And I think they overplayed their hand. I think it frustrated the organization, and the rest is history. That's my opinion. We don't know for sure. But I'm curious where, like, when he comes back after what happened, is he officially now the enemy for Avs faithful?
Look, he's the enemy now. You're not on our team. You're on the other side of things. You're on the Dallas Stars, who have been a pain in our you-know-what for a very long time. And then you go on to hurt us in the playoffs. So for me, like, you're an enemy. Now, once you're done playing, you come back, like, it's all good.
Yes.
We're talking about sports.
Right.
Like, he deserves to come back and have his standing ovation. Like, we're doing sports, guys. But as of right now, our ultimate goal is to get back to winning a cup.
Yep.
Dallas Stars are in our way. Mikko is in our way. So, yeah, Zach, to me, it's like you're an enemy. Go out there, produce, beat up on Mikko, be physical. Manson, go ahead and hit those football moves because you're knocking everybody out right now. Zach, he's knocking everybody out right now.
I love it.
You might as well do it to Mikko, too.
I love it.
And you go from there. Where are you at with things?
Man, I love Mikko, but and I probably wouldn't boo him. I probably wouldn't boo him.
You say you don't boo anybody.
Yeah, I just don't find myself like openly booing someone. And wouldn't if I was in the building tomorrow night, which I won't be.
Boo!
Do you think he gets booed?
I don't know if it's gonna be boos or moose. Is it gonna be moose?
No. If you hear that, it's gonna be boos.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he'll be booed.
You think so?
Oh, yes, for what he did to us.
Oh, my gosh. Drew, do you agree? Do you think he's going to get booed here tomorrow night?
I think he will be heavily booed.
I hope so.
It'll be heavily. Think about like what they do with Matt Duchene when he comes back.
Yeah.
It'll be way more than Matt Duchene.
And Duchene was on that team.
He was.
He's a villain.
Duchene was the one that knocked him out 2 years ago.
That's right. God almighty. And then they move on from Pete DeBoer.
Yeah.
It's now Glenn Gulletson. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. What an all-time sequence. Well, there was already a rivalry that existed with the Stars, and now there's just been gasoline poured on it. Avs win last night against Utah in the home opener. They win 2-1 against the Mammoth. Ross Colton and McKinnon getting it done in the scoring category. But how about Wedgwood, though? How about Scott Wedgwood? 32 saves. Now, it's too early to start looking at percentages, but that being said, it's a .966 save percentage after 2. He's the first goaltender, Scott Wedgwood, in his first 2 starts of the season, allowing 1 goal or fewer in each of those first 2 games in over 10 years now.
You know what we say sometimes about quarterbacks, like a franchise quarterback? We say you win because of them, not with them. Well, right now in the last 2 games, because you could say the first game of the year, Scott Wedgwood stood on his head just like he did last night. You're winning because of Wedgie, because of what he's doing, the way he's seeing the puck, the confidence that he has, the confidence that his teammates have because they know that he can make that stop if they get past the defenseman. So Wedgie is doing a great job now. He needs to sustain it, and we know he's a backup, but, man, he's playing like a starter.
He is. And I think the Avs have one of the best backups in the NHL. I believe that. And then you contrast it to where we sat last year, where the Avs were 0-2, and they had allowed 12 goals.
That's wild.
I actually thought it was more. I thought it was more than 12.
I thought you said 12. You said 12.
What was it, 12?
Yeah.
I thought it was 8 in the first game and 6 in the second game.
I think it might have been 6 in the third game because I think it was like 8.
I think it was 6 I thought it was 6 in the third game as well.
6 in the third game, probably like 10 in the
No.
fourth.
I'm being dead serious. I thought they gave up 8 goals in the first game, 6 goals in the second game, and 6 goals in the third game. I'll find it here really quick because it's going to bother me if we don't.
I know for a fact, like Georgiev was giving up 4. That's why we called him Forgiev.
Yeah.
So for sure he was giving up 4 in majority of these games.
You know what? It was 6 in the second game.
Yes, it was 8 in the first game, 6 in the second game, 6 in the third game, and 5 in the fourth game. Like, you can't make that up. So what is that? That's 14 goals given up in the first 2 games last year. 14 goals.
Insane. That's crazy.
In the first 2 games last year, and this year it's 2.
And they're off of power plays.
Right.
When you really think about it
Right.
with Wedgwood, it's the power plays. That's not on him. Like, dude.
And wasn't it a 5-on-3 in the first game?
Yes.
It was a 5-on-3 goal in the first game.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Go get it, Wedgie.
I absolutely love it. Just looking at last year. Holy jumping. Incredible. All right. I have a question as it pertains to Nick Bonito and the draft class of 2022 that I'll bounce off Phillip Lindsay coming up next.
Will Nick Bonito extend his lead as the NFL sack leader? Can J.K. Dobbins continue his hot start in the run game? We'll react to it all in the Fan Football Postgame Show, live on game day starting at the 2-minute warning. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
It's Chevy Truck Month at Castle Rock Chevy GMC with great deals on the all-new 2026 Chevy Colorado. Built for adventure, hauling gear to the mountains, towing your toys, or just cruising in comfort. With advanced tech, bold design, and legendary Chevy durability, the Colorado is the midsize truck that works hard and plays harder. CastleRockChevroletGMC.com. Together, let's drive. Stock number T1119132. MSRP $42,760. Offer includes dealer discount. Must qualify for leasing with GM Financial. $2,000 due at signing. 36-month, 10K lease. Does not include TTNL, D&H, or dealer added accessories. This offer does not combine with any other offers. Please contact the dealer for details and restrictions. Must take delivery by October 31st, 2025. Offer ends October 31st, 2025. CastleRockChevroletGMC.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. The year's biggest watch event is here. The annual watch fair at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company, is happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. Discover the latest creations from the world's finest watchmakers. Explore the year's most talked about timepieces up close with hands-on access, brand representatives, and expert insights. Be among the first to explore cutting-edge designs, rare limited editions, and one-of-a-kind vintage timepieces. Plus, enjoy special 12-month financing. Subject to credit approval, see store for details. Do not miss the ultimate watch experience at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company. Make your appointment today at the1916company.com for the annual watch fair happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center.
Cake Mortgage Corp., Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1734623, licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. What if you could use the equity in your home to get cash fast? With no appraisal, zero hassle, and less waiting with Cake? You can. The Cake Fast Cash program is like turning your home into your ATM. People are using it to pay off high-interest debt, do renovations, tackle student loans, or cut monthly bills by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The best part? Your current mortgage rate won't change. With Cake, you also get peace of mind. We're AAA rated by the Better Business Bureau and backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked Cake Fast Cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Or visit cakehome.com to learn more now.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan brought to you by Flanagan Law.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Fresno State with pregame starting at 6, presented by Rocks Heating and Air. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Air Force with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces UNLV with pregame starting at 1. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Bentley with pregame starting at 6:30.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Tribe with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
I got a question here on a Friday, and a serious question. A serious question as it pertains to Nick Bonitto. As we are rolling downhill here on a Friday, back half of the Friday show can smell the weekend from here. A lot of discourse on the Miko stuff. Lot of discourse on the Miko stuff.
If you would have put a poll out there, do you think that one would have been like 50-50, or would it be more 60-40? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question.
We can put a poll out about a lot of stuff we talked about.
Yeah, for sure. But a lot of people saying, I'm just looking at, a bunch of RamosLaw.com text messages. Someone saying he's as bad as Carmelo Anthony in their eyes.
Damn.
Someone says, who cares about Miko? He's gone. Well, I mean, he literally kind of as close as you can get to single-handedly bouncing his former team from the playoffs. That's what he did. So I think it's okay to still care about that dynamic as he's coming back into town for the first time since that's happened tomorrow night. Yeah. Maybe we should put a poll out. Maybe we should. Maybe we will. Got to phrase it the right way. All right, I got a question as it pertains to Nick Bonitto and the draft class of 2022. And I put this out on Twitter earlier today with screenshots of both first rounds. And I don't know the answer, by the way. So I'm genuinely asking. If the class of 22 was redrafted, where would Nick Bonitto be picked? He was the last pick of the second round, which is the 64th pick in the draft. But it's also a good draft. Now, that was the year that Trayvon Walker, the D end out of Georgia, went number 1, which you actually had a interaction with on the football field.
I did when I was with the Colts. He's a big old defensive end, and as a running back, you want to help your tackles out as much as possible. So how do you do that? When you're leaking out the backfield or you're getting ready to go for a route, it doesn't hurt you to put a chip on that. They call it a chip block. You put your shoulder into the defensive end to kind of stop them or slow them down or crack those ribs, so they'll think twice before they start to try to look pretty. I used to love that. Love that time where you can just knock them out without them seeing you. Cheap shot them.
Love it.
But I did that to him, and I hit him, and his head goes back. The next day, I get a fine, or the next 3 days. 3 days go by. FedEx comes, and they send you a piece of paper saying you've been fined. The NFL does, and it's because they said I hit him in his head. My thing is, I'm sitting here at 5'8" on a good day. He's 6'5". How am I hitting him in the head? Like he's standing up to pass rush.
He must have been. He must have like slipped and got low or something.
Something would have happened, but I think I would have known that. Knowing that, I'm like, dang, I hit him in his head. Like I know I'm about to get fined because that's what the NFL wants. They want their money back. But on this one, I try to fight it. I fight it. So you got to go to court. They have a football court, and you sit there and you plead your case and you explain what you were doing and why you shouldn't be fined. I think they fined me $10,000, maybe a little bit more. I don't remember. And yeah, they end up not accepting what I said. They end up finding me the $10,000,
the full amount.
The full amount. And they said if I wanted to reduce the fine, then I needed to take a class. So I'm like, take a class, like take a football class, the etiquettes of how you shouldn't hit with your head or hit with your shoulder on somebody's head, and we'll reduce it. We'll take $2,000 off your fine.
So it's basically stuff, $2,000 to take a class.
Yes, $2,000 to take the class.
Did you take the class?
No, I didn't take the class.
I know you didn't.
It take too long. It was an hour. Come on, what are you going to an hour of teaching somebody how to?
So basically, it was
your
like
shoulder pad.
Basically, that's like getting paid like $2,000 for an hour, essentially.
Yeah, we look at it like that.
But at that time, you're like, no.
At that time,
hour's not worth it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Are you taking the class?
For $2,000, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, say you're getting a check for, let's say $20,000 that day.
Yeah.
And you take the class. You taking it?
Oh,
that was the
Yeah. I had to think about it for a
that
second.
That was like the $2,000. If you're taking home 20,
right?
$2,000. I mean, of course, it's money.
It's a lot.
Big time
Yeah,
money.
yeah. But it's all relative at the moment.
Look how spoiled these football players are.
You guys, I'll tell you. So if they're redrafting the draft class of 2022, there's some good players in that class. Aiden Hutchinson was the 2nd overall pick. Derek Stingley was the 3rd overall pick, a cornerback out of LSU, a fantastic player for the Texans. Sauce Gardner, right, kind of goes, depending on who you ask, I think most people say PS2, but if right after PS2, it's probably Sauce, who we're going to see here this weekend. He was 4th overall. Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. Who else here? Someone like Drake London, Chris Olave, Jamison Williams, Kyle Hamilton, the fantastic safety out of Notre Dame for Baltimore.
Garrett Wilson, who's the Jet star receiver.
Yep.
On top of that he was in this class.
Yep. Tyler Smith, the tackle for the Cowboys, has been a Pro Bowler. Tyler Linderbaum, the center out of Iowa, has been a Pro Bowl player for Baltimore. Jermaine Johnson, the linebacker out of Florida State, is actually coming back for the New York Jets this weekend. He's been a Pro Bowl player. George Karlaftis was taken by the Chiefs late in that 1st round.
He got paid.
He did. Breece Hall, who we'll see this weekend, having
boy.
Fantastic. I would love him here in Denver. I think he can be had. We had that conversation yesterday. Players like that. Cam Jurgens, the center out of Nebraska, who has been great for Philly. Trey McBride, maybe the league's best tight end, right here out of Colorado State, was the 55th overall pick in that class. Just to name a few. James Cook out of Georgia, the fantastic running back who a year ago broke Thurman Thomas's single-season touchdown record.
I'm going to be real. I didn't think James Cook was going to be all that great in the NFL. He just, with Georgia, he wasn't the bell cow back. I didn't know too much about him. Now, every once in a while, he make a splash play, but then he gets into the league, and this is why it's all about fit. You get to the league, and all of a sudden, you turn into a star running back, a star player, because of the fit, the quarterback, and just maybe not having as much blows to the body because you were in a role where you had 2 or 3 other guys that you were sharing carries with.
Yeah, and he came on a bit late. I mean, he right out of the gate, he wasn't the player that he is today. A slower start in terms of his rookie year, anyway. Yeah. So where do you think Benito would get picked if you were redrafting the class of 22? He's not in the 2nd round anymore.
Oh, no, he's a 1st round draft pick for sure. Like, and Zach, we don't even have to do a bunch of the fluff. We know that he's not going to be the bottom of the 1st round. He's going to be a top 10 pick.
I think so too.
Pass rusher.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nick Bonito and what he has done last year and what he's doing now, the get-off is just like Von Miller. Von Miller-like.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to disrespect Von because he was a great player, but, Nick Bonito's looking like he's going to be a great player for a long time if he can stay consistent, stay healthy. So you can't give up. You can't give or pass on a pass rusher when they can control a game. When you have a dominant pass rusher like Nick Bonito, they change games for you. Nick Bonito changed a couple games for us last year, the Colts game.
Oh, yeah.
A couple sacks, was able to get that fumble recovery. They're not calling it interception, a fumble recovery, and he took it for 6 points. That changes games, Zach. So let's say, man, I'm looking at maybe Aiden Hutchinson would be number 1.
I agree. It's no longer Trayvon Walker.
No.
If you're redrafting the class of 2022.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley, those guys play a premium position as well.
They just all got paid.
Yep, fantastic players. Kyle Hamilton, all-pro safety for Baltimore. But I think that, man, I think, and now this is an opinion, so it's subjective. What I say could be different than someone else who says, no, I'd rather have Sauce Gardner, lockdown corner, than someone like Nick Bonito. And Sauce has been doing it since his rookie year, where Bonito, came on here really the last 2 years in a major way. But I believe that if you're redrafting this class, I think Nick Bonito might be the second overall pick.
I'm not going to have any pushback with you. I'm with you on that. Aiden Hutchinson's number 1. Dominant player in that draft. And then Nick Bonito, who the Denver Broncos got in the second round, the end of the second round, he would be the number 2 pick in the NFL draft if we had to redraft this year.
Crazy.
Knowing what we know now about this man.
Crazy.
Hats off to George on that one, George Payton.
No doubt.
And if you remember, there was a video out.
Oh yeah.
When they were picking Nick Bonito, and he was like, "Freaking Nick
Yeah.
Bonito."
He goes, Nick Bonito at 64. It's like, are you effing kidding me? Or however he said it. Incredible draft pick. He could be as high as number 2 if this class was redrafted today. All right, you want to react to it? You can. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. How much differently, if at all, are we viewing last week's win after what happened to Philly last night? And how much differently are we viewing next week's opponent after Thursday Night Football? We'll have that conversation coming up next.
Are the Avalanche once again in a familiar situation with a crucial top 6 player?
I hate that this Netch's thing is going into the season. I hate it. I hate it so much because if he starts fast, and I expect he's going to, then you're in the same situation as the Mikko thing last year.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Chernak from Denver Regenerative Medicine. When it comes to healing, there's no one-size-fits-all. Every patient receives a unique treatment plan designed just for them. We use either your own stem cells or carefully selected donor cells to treat degenerative joints, torn muscles and ligaments, and even back injuries. Our goal is lasting healing without unnecessary surgery. And right now, we're offering 10% off treatments through October. Schedule your free consultation today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
All right, Broncos country, as you know, football is back, which means summer is officially over. And that also means that it's all about the game days. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling up to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you need to get there on time and in style. And speaking of the Broncos games, you can get 30% off of your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So what I'm really trying to tell you guys is let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle all the traffic and parking hassles. Let them get you to the game and from the game safely so you can focus on the important stuff, like watching your team stack those wins and making as many memories as possible with your friends and family. All you need to do is call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I know you don't want to think about it, but it's happening. Snow is coming, and Siltahar Motors is ready. Stocked up on a boatload of Broncos sports built for adventure in rain, sleet, or snow. So whether you're tailgating, skiing, or just exploring your own backyard, the Broncos Sport is ready for action, starting at just $27,999. Siltahar has the best selection, the easiest location, and the lowest prices in town. Go to sthmotors.com. Siltahar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they've got a great deal on windows, so take advantage before the snow starts falling. Order your windows in October, finance your project with them, and you won't pay anything until November of 2027. Be warm during the holidays. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the cold weather arrives. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Bonnie from O'Meara Ford has convinced me they really want to earn your business. So, talk to me, Bonnie.
Well, O'Meara has over 1,000 vehicles to choose from. Plus, we have the largest service center in the region with 84 service bays. And we've sold 1 million vehicles since 1913. Our friendly staff will treat you right. And when it comes to repairs, our knowledgeable technicians do it right the first time.
There it is. O'Meara saves you time and money, whether you buy new or used. O'MearaFord.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, as we continue to cruise along here on a Friday, I got to ask the question that's been being asked all day, really started last night after the Eagles were once again humanized. And we're watching the highlights here in the studio. You see A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith having that conversation where they're both covering their mouth at the end.
Yeah,
and,
that's when you talk stuff.
Yeah, of course.
That's when you're talking stuff about the team, the quarterback. I said, man, he's not getting me involved. They need to trade me.
Man, and they're showing the percentage of plays that are design runs, 51% last year for Philly, under 40% this year for Philly. They've completely gotten away from their identity. I'm curious, seeing Philly lose the way that they lost as well to the New York Giants with a rookie quarterback, a coach who's on the hot seat, and a team that's not considered to be very good. They were full touchdown underdogs in that game. 7.5 maybe was the number. I know I lost money on it. Does it change anything for you? Because we were talking about, hey, this is the best win in a decade. Does it change anything for you?
Before I answer that, do you think that if Philly beats Denver, do you think that they beat the Giants?
No. I think Philly had it coming, and we were talking about it. Even though they were 4-0, we were doing the tail of the tape, and I'm like, this team is not what the rest of the country may think that it is. They have trouble running it. They have trouble passing it. They have trouble stopping the pass. They have trouble stopping the run. And when we were going through it, I remember we were like, advantage Broncos. The one area that they didn't have the advantage was points per game by 3 points because how efficient they were in the red zone.
Yeah, see, I'm on the opposite side of that. If the Denver Broncos lose to Philly, Philly rolls past the Giants.
What?
Because for Denver went into that game with a really good game plan. Now, we have to remember, Bo Nix missed on one of those passes that could have helped them out in the middle of that game at the second quarter where he misses Trent Sherfield for a touchdown. You have Cortland Sutton that misses a wide open pass that keeps that drive alive, and you might have points because of that. There's things that have to happen in the game, and I know it's football. But for me, I believe that the Denver Broncos created a blueprint for teams to start beating the Eagles. And honestly, the Eagles are doing it to themselves. They're not running. You just said it right there. They don't run the ball. They've lost their identity. So now for defenses, we're going to still stop the run because you have Saquon. We're going to force you guys to pass. Obviously, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith at times are not on the same page, and we're going to rattle them. Defensively, they're not doing as good as we're expecting.
Definitely
They're giving up big-time plays. And so Denver went in there, and they had a great game plan. Now, of course, they had to have to come back, and they had to stay in the game, but they did, and they won. And for me saying all that, Zach, no, it doesn't take away from what Denver just did to Philly, because at that time Philly was still hot. Yeah, they weren't blowing teams out, but they were undefeated, and they were 12-0 in their own house going up into that game. And Denver was able to dethrone them for that. Denver was able to find a way in the fourth quarter to come back and beat Philly. So I'm not taking that away from those men. They worked hard for that win, and it's so hard to win in that league. In the NFL, any given Sunday, any given Sunday, something can happen, just like what just happened Thursday night with the Giants in Philly. So it doesn't change. And you move on to the next game. That's their problem, not ours.
Well, I don't think it changes much for the Broncos. For me personally, it does feel a little bit different. And if this thing continues to trend in the way that it is for Philly, I think it could age different. And if you go back to the 2023 season for the Broncos, and they beat Kansas City and they beat beat Kansas City and they beat Buffalo in back-to-back games and go on to go to the playoffs, I don't think that I'm calling Philly the best win in a decade. I think I'd be saying you beat the Chiefs for the first time in nearly a decade and then beat Buffalo on your way to the playoffs.
I agree with you on this one.
Because it's like it ages, the way that it ages.
And Sean, that was his first year as the head coach for the Broncos.
Right. So the way that things age can oftentimes in the future or looking back retroactively, reframe things. So if Philly ends up going 9-8 and missing the playoffs, I don't know if 1 year from now we'll be agreeing with our Tuesday self from this week that was the best win in 10 years if Philly doesn't hold up their end of the bargain. And
well, why? Because it's about moments, right?
Sure.
It's about being in that moment. In that moment last Sunday, we beat Philly. Nobody else beat Philly at that time. They were 4-0.
Yep.
They won the Super Bowl the year before that.
But they were struggling.
Yeah, but so were the Chiefs last year, and we still weren't able to beat them.
That's true.
For the Giants, you have to look at what the Giants and their schedule. The Giants have been tough. They played the Chiefs tough. Then they lost that one. They played Dallas. They should have won that one. They end up losing that one to Dallas. They end up beating the Chargers.
Yep.
And if I remember, we were all saying the Chargers are a really good team.
Yep. At the time.
And
then now age is different because the Chargers are sort of spiraling.
Well, but also when it comes to the Chargers, it's not because of the play. Like for Philly, it's their play.
Yes.
For the Chargers, it's the injuries.
Yeah.
It's the running backs are all out. The two starting tackle and guard are gone. Defensively, they had to trade for somebody from the Ravens. I don't know exactly who they traded for. I think it was the defensive end, but because they're missing somebody defensively because he's out. So, like, theirs is on injuries, whereas for the Eagles, it's like you guys are not on the same page. You are not doing what you guys used to do. You guys have lost your identity.
Well, I'll say this. You know what I'm getting a flashback of? The reigning Super Bowl 50 champion Broncos, who won the Super Bowl, looked dominant defensively doing it, beat the Panthers. Next year started 4-0, just like the Eagles, and then lost the next two, and were 4-2, and ended up just being disjointed and actually missing the playoffs despite a 4-0 start with Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware was still there, and Aqib and DT and Emmanuel. I believe, and this is going to sound a little bit cuckoo maybe to you, I believe Philly's going to miss the playoffs. They're not right. They are not right. And I think the first team that beat the Broncos in 2016, the year after the Super Bowl, was Atlanta. I bet at the time, Atlanta said, man, this is our biggest win in years. We just upset the undefeated Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
But then maybe 2 years later, they look back and might not agree because of how the Broncos ended up spiraling that season. That's how I think that this may end up aging.
Well,
we'll see, though. We'll see.
Yeah, because they did it last year. The Eagles started off rough. And A.J. Brown was reading a book on the sideline, and they seemed like they weren't on the same page.
Yep.
And they went on to win the Super Bowl. So it's just like caution yourself just a little bit.
Sure.
Until it's for sure a solidified thing that Eagles are cooked this year.
Yep. Dante, you got something real quick?
Yeah, I was just going to say, it feels a little chicken and the egg with the Giants beating the Chargers and the Eagles, where it's like, well, these teams are great, and then they lost to the Giants, and now we don't see them the same. Maybe we're just underrating the Giants.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. And we're going to continue to talk about the G-Man, obviously, leading into next week. But that is not necessarily the layup that I thought it was yesterday morning when I woke up. So, all right. Shifting gears here. There's two very different things on the line this weekend for CU and CSU. And I want to talk about them next.
After a signature win against the Eagles, can the Broncos avoid a trap game against the struggling Jets? How will Sean Payton manage the absence of Ben Powers? We'll break it all down in a special London edition of the Fan Football Pregame Show. Live on game day starting at 6 a.m. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. The year's biggest watch event is here. The annual watch fair at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company, is happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. Discover the latest creations from the world's finest watchmakers. Explore the year's most talked about timepieces up close with hands-on access, brand representatives, and expert insights. Be among the first to explore cutting-edge designs, rare limited editions, and one-of-a-kind vintage timepieces. Plus, enjoy special 12-month financing. Subject to credit approval. See store for details. Do not miss the ultimate watch experience at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company. Make your appointment today at the1916company.com for the annual watch fair happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. way. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Fresno State with pregame starting at 6, presented by Rocks Heating and Air. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Air Force with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces UNLV with pregame starting at 1. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Bentley with pregame starting at 6:30.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we're going to be joined by Brandon Marshall here, Super Bowl 50 champion, in just a second. And, a couple minutes, I guess, next segment. And I want to ask him, like, as we're looking, excuse me, we're having that conversation about Philly, who just won the Super Bowl and was 4-0. Brandon Marshall lived that. He lived that.
He did.
Won Super Bowl 50, was still on the team, come back next year 4-0, and things are just off. Things don't feel the same. And I'm curious how he reflects on that. All right. There's two very different things on the line this weekend for CU and CSU. We talked a little bit about this earlier in the week, but I believe if CU is going to be bowl eligible this year, tomorrow afternoon at Folsom Field is an absolute bona fide must-win game. It's about a 3-point spread. Iowa State coming in here. 22nd ranked team in the country, but they are not God's gift. If you put eyes on them, they are not God's gift. All right? And if they don't figure out a way to win that game tomorrow, Phil, the Buffs have to go 4-1 in their last 5 to be bowl eligible, and that is highly, highly doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, your back's against the wall now. You had 2 opportunities, and you blow them. You should have beat BYU. You could have beat TCU. Hell, honestly, you could have beat Georgia Tech. If you would have done the right things throughout that game and then make a couple mistakes and tackle the dang quarterback, you win that game. But now you put yourself in a predicament where it's a must-win, and yet you still have 5 or 6 games left in the season.
5.
5 games left in the season after this one. So go out there. If you're Colorado, you've been able to start fast. You've been able to get the points early. But now you have to sustain drives and have that same type of mentality, that same type of fight in the second half. And what it comes down to is believing in each other. What it comes down to is executing the plays. For Pat Shurmur, don't get bland in the second half. Have another play calling sheet that says, okay, we're going to adjust at halftime. We've been watching film, and we're going to come out with these other plays come halftime where they're not going to expect it. And then for Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator, you have to make adjustments now. One thing we raved about Robert Livingston was coming out of halftime, he's done a great job of adjusting.
Yeah, it's true.
This year has not been the case. This year in the second half, they're giving up a lot of points. They're not adjusting. They're giving up chunk plays. They have to find ways to be creative, get a couple turnovers, and give the offense more chances. And then, of course, Zach, and then I'm going to let you talk. Payton Salter is going to have to take care of that damn football. I am so tired of sitting there being in games and the quarterback being the guy in the reason why we lose the game. Because let's be real, the last 2 games has been on Payton Salter. And he would tell you that. And he has said he needs to be better.
Yeah.
If he can take care of the football, utilize his legs, his strength, they're going to have a great chance to win at home against Iowa State.
Well, it's right there. The number is now below 3 as the Buffs are a 2.5-point underdog at home. And I think I've picked against the Buffs.
All year.
Well, dude, I actually have called it right in every single game. I'm serious.
You have, yeah.
I picked Tech to win. I picked them to beat Delaware. I picked Houston to beat them. I picked them to beat Wyoming, and then back-to-back I picked BYU and TCU. I think I may be picking CU tomorrow. I believe so. And we'll do our predictions at the end of the game, but it's right there. Iowa State does not do one thing at a high level. They don't. They're in the bottom half of the Big 12 running it. They're in the bottom half of the Big 12 passing it. The one thing that I think that could bode well for the Cyclones is that their quarterback, Rocco Becht, is a dual-threat quarterback, and this has been highly problematic for CU, slowing down the Haynes King type player from Georgia Tech, like that profile of quarterback. Now he's not going to run for 80 yards in a game.
But he's going to keep plays alive.
He's going to keep plays alive, and he's useful down at the goal line. And so keep your eye on that. When they get into that tight red area, Rocco Becht will take off and make the play for himself, just like Caden Salter can. And so if that's the one thing that is concerning for me, it's the dual threat nature of Rocco Becht in the red zone. Outside of that, I can't point to one thing that is like, hey, man, they do this at one of the highest levels of the league.
Maybe a little bit more discipline in tougher situations, tougher moments, and taking care of the football. But other than that, you're right, Zach. Like this is a game for Colorado where it's like you can win this game. And it doesn't have to be close if you can take care of the football and don't shoot yourself in the foot with penalties.
CSU playing Fresno State. Fresno State lost their week 1 game to Kansas and haven't lost since. They're 5-1. And if this thing tonight, for some reason, gets out of hand, man, Jay Norvell may get a knock at his door. He's already given up play calling duties. All right, they're playing tonight. It's at Canvas. So if for some reason they get embarrassed at home in front of their home crowd on CBS Sports Network tonight, man, it
could.
I want to say this. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
I don't. But to think that it couldn't happen would probably be a little bit naive.
See, Zach, I'm with you on this one. We don't agree often, but we agree on this one when it comes to Jay Norvell. I think that if they decide to let him go, it's going to be at the end of the year. They wouldn't just, after this game right here, just get rid of him. One, who else is going to take his place? You have a defensive coordinator who's new to this. A defensive coordinator that his defense is not even doing well. So do you want to put that in his hands? Two, Jay Norvell has already got rid of the play calling duties for himself. So the guy that will be taking his place is the guy that's calling the plays. And that's not working. So overall, I don't think that this is going to happen. And I'm with you on this. Maybe they give Jay Norvell even another year after this year to see if he can prove it. Now, if it doesn't go right for him next year in the middle of the season, yeah, I can see something like that happening where they cut ties with him.
Yeah, and how much do finances play a role in what they do or don't do? All right, how much differently is Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall viewing last week's win over Philly after what happened last night? And does he believe in NFL trap games? We'll bounce those questions off B. Marsh and talk about our single biggest keys to victory against the Jets. We are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Do the issues for the Buffs this season begin on the sideline?
I do not think it's a good look for Deion Sanders to continue to say we have more talent than our opponent and we're losing. Because me, just as a football fan, when you say that and you go to that well, I just start thinking of coaching.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. These days, we expect everything fast. Streaming, food delivery, even same-day shipping. So why should using the equity in your home to get cash be any different? At Cake Mortgage, we get fast. We just got a client approved for $300,000 in under 24 hours with our Cake Fast Cash program. If you're struggling with high-interest debt, roll it into one low monthly payment and save hundreds or more each month. The best part? You'll keep your current mortgage rate and only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE or visit cakehome.com. To learn more now.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what you'll find. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go! Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, happy Friday to you. We are rolling downhill, just burrowing our way through the show. And at around this time every week here during the football season, we check in with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall, presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. B-Marsh, before we get into the Jets and where the Broncos are at and some questions about Bo Nix, I'm curious, man. We're watching Philadelphia, and the Broncos beat Philly last week, and it felt like, at the time, maybe the biggest win since Super Bowl 50, all right? But then you see the Eagles lose last night to the Giants. I'm curious of two things. One, are you viewing last week's victory over Philly a bit different after the Giants and a rookie quarterback beat them last night? But also, bring us inside, because you were on and lived the exact same sequence that Philly is living, where you were a part of a Super Bowl team. Then the next year, the team is 4-0, just like Philly was. And then things start to come apart. And I'm just curious what it was like living through that sequence yourself.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, let me ask the first part of your question. I think the win is still a huge win. You know, regardless of what happened, last night with Philadelphia against the Giants, Philadelphia still has the best team in the NFL from a roster standpoint. Jalen Hurts, all those weapons, Nick Sirianni, that team just won the Super Bowl. So I don't think, and I know us as a society has recency bias, but we can't look at this Philadelphia team and think, okay, well, maybe they aren't that good, because they are that good. This is a situation where it does happen, at times, especially if you get beat and then a short week coming back. And then also you got to look at a division game, man. Anything can happen in these division games. And, so when it comes to it, now answering the second part of your question, yeah, after we started 4-0 with Trevor Siemian, I know a lot of Broncos country remember that name, man. But Trevor Siemian had us 4-0. We looked good, and I'm like, okay, you know what? We got another shot to go deep into the postseason, because Trev was looking nice.
Yeah.
And then for us to go 9-7 after that, only win 5 out of the next 7, only win 5 games after that, and then lose 7. It was kind of interesting, to be honest with you, because we came off so hot. Obviously, we beat the Panthers in the first week, and then beat the Colts, Bengals, and we was just rolling. But there is somewhat of a Super Bowl hangover that could happen, and we'll see if Philadelphia gets out of that.
B. Marsh, I know you know just like I do, it's hard to win in this league, man. So you're going up against the Jets now. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos versus the Jets. You're going up against the Jets, who's 0-5. And some people are looking at this game, looking at the record, saying the Jets are not good. But if the Denver Broncos are going to win this game, defensively, what are the keys to success?
Well, first of all, you got to be able to contain Justin Fields. All right. Right now, he's looking like a resurged quarterback. Right. He's looking like that guy who, the Bears drafted him to be. And when it comes to it, right, obviously, when you think of Justin Fields, first you just think of his ability to scramble. But right now, he's throwing the ball pretty well. And obviously they have that run game with Breece Hall, but most of the game plan, I think, obviously, every defensive coordinator is going to say stop the run first, and they should. Make the team one-dimensional, absolutely, okay? But after that, make Justin Fields beat you with his arm for sure, but he can also murder you with his legs. So I think that's an interesting part of the game plan, because if we're going to go into these defensive meetings and this game plan and say, hey, let's stop the run, let's make Justin Fields beat us with his arm, yes, but when he scrambles, he has the ability to take it the distance. So with him, I think you absolutely have to have a spy on these third down plays. I don't think you can have a spy on him on second down, because you're not really sure, right? It's a lot of things that can happen. But on third down, 3rd and 5 plus, have a spy, somebody who is really athletic, out of the linebacker group, it'll probably have to be, it'll probably have to be Alex Singleton. It'll probably have to be him, even though athletically he's unmatched, right? Justin Fields is a crazy athlete. So, I think from a standpoint when it comes to that, as long as we can handle what we need to do on that end, I think we'll be fine.
We're chatting with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall, as we do at Friday around this time during the football season. Do you believe that, the phrase trap game has been thrown around this week? This is a potential trap game. You just beat the undefeated Super Bowl champs. Now you're facing the only winless team in the NFL. Do you believe that trap games exist in the NFL? Looking back at your experience where you may not take an opponent quite as seriously as you should, or is it, hey, it's the NFL, everyone's a pro, and that type of outlook?
Nah, everybody's a pro. To be honest with you, like in college, I believe in the trap game, because these kids are still young. They don't really understand that, hey, you can't play down to the opponents. But at this level, everybody's getting paid. We're all making a lot of money. And even though the Jets are 0-5, we are professionals, okay? Now, is the college game going towards professionalism? Yes, because they're getting paid. But at the same time, they don't have the experience that the NFL individuals have. So, absolutely, I don't think there is trap games. You got to prepare each week like you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Now, granted, do you know subconsciously and consciously that, hey, this is not the Eagles? Absolutely. But if you, prepare any less than your best, or if you go out there with any energy less than 100%, then I don't think you belong on the field.
B. Marsh, so Zach and I, we went back and forth on this with Bo Nix throughout the week, and it's kind of gained some traction about franchise quarterback. And we kind of want to know, pick your brain, because you've been with a franchise quarterback, Peyton Manning, and then you got to be with Trevor Siemian, who everybody thought could be the next guy, and then ends up falling on his face. Where are you at with Bo Nix as a franchise quarterback, if you think that's what he is right now?
Is he currently a franchise quarterback, or do you think he's got some ways to go?
No. He's not a franchise quarterback. No. He got some ways to go. Because when you look at franchise quarterbacks, right, you think of Josh Allen, you think of Lamar Jackson, you think of, even I think a good comparison, right, because Baker Mayfield has turned into a franchise quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? I don't think he's of that caliber just yet. Can he get there? Absolutely. But I think we're going to need more than a year and 4 games or 5 games sample size on Bo Nix, right? Because when you look at franchise quarterbacks, you are putting him in the same rankings as the guys I just named, right? Even Justin Herbert, right? He's a franchise quarterback, even though he ain't won nothing, right? But his play is just stellar, and he's going to be a cornerstone piece for the Chargers for a very long time. So I think we got to give Bo Nix another year. If he performs and continues to play well throughout the rest of the season, at the end of the year, I will tag him as a franchise quarterback.
All right, man. That is the perfect place to leave it. We appreciate your time as always. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Sounds good, man. Looking forward to it.
All right, there you go. Super Bowl 50 champ, Brandon Marshall, presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder, family driven for over 100 years. And it sounds like, when we asked Kliss and B. Marsh the same question, they answered it sort of like I did, where I believe Bo Nix is trending that way. I absolutely believe he can get there. If I had to bet on one or the other happening, I would bet Bo Nix turns into and blossoms into a franchise quarterback. He's just not there now. And Sunday can be the latest chapter in him writing that story.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we're getting ready to move on from this because we talked about it way too much. But if you believe all this, deep down in that core, in your heart, that Bo Nix will be successful, that at some point the Denver Broncos will win a Super Bowl with Sean Payton, George Payton, Greg Penner, and Bo Nix, then why don't you believe he's the franchise quarterback right now then, if you believe all that moving forward?
Because there's a difference between where you're at now and where you think that you'll be in the future.
So you might as well just say, hey, I think he can be.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I think he can be, but he's not there now. Hey, so if he's there now,
yeah.
Would you be okay with this exact level of play for the rest of his career?
For the rest of his career?
Yeah, if he's there now, if he's a franchise quarterback right now, then you're A-okay with this exact, because if you did this,
hold on.
If you did this with Josh Allen, if you said, hey,
right?
if you said with Josh Allen, hey, are you okay if he sustains this level throughout the rest of his career? It's like, yeah. Are you okay if Pat Mahomes is this level to the rest of his career? Yeah, I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Are you okay with Bo Nix playing this level through the rest of his career? No.
But also it's like, what level are we looking at? His best games? Or the games that are bad? Because there's times with Josh Allen that doesn't have his best game, and you're not going to look at him like, hey, that's who Josh Allen is. You know who Josh Allen is. It's like, okay, when he's at his best, you're not beating that man.
But quarterbacks are going to have bad games.
When Bo, for sure. So when Bo's at his best, the best that you have seen so far, is that enough to? Or would you be okay with that with Bo Nix?
If he sustained his best games, of course. The fact that we're having the conversation and that started Wednesday speaks to those high moments. Like if he didn't have those high moments, we wouldn't be talking about it.
No.
But like the fact that he has had those, we need to see more of them. And if we're living in this year comparatively to the expectations coming into this year, I think it's been a little bit underwhelming compared to the expectations.
Yeah,
is that fair?
Yeah, I mean it's fair. It's fair. I mean he's still young. He still has a ways to go. He's inconsistent. He needs to be more consistent when things are there. But overall, if you're believing all this and you're sitting here saying that the Denver Broncos, I don't think you said believe. I think you said will win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
So if that is the case, it's because of Bo Nix.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to be a big part of it, but he's got to get better if they're ever going to reach that level. What we're seeing through the 5 weeks of the season, which isn't nothing, it's 5 weeks, it's not good enough to ever get to that destination that I think he can get to. So I think both things are true. I would bet on it to happen, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, you're just halfway in, halfway out. You're just trying to play both sides.
I'm not in a gang. I'm analyzing a quarterback. I don't,
I believe, but I'm gonna be on this side. And then when he really starts to pick up steam, then I'm gonna jump on the wagon.
But no, it's not. I'm not jumping on or off a wagon. I am analyzing a quarterback's level of play, and his play through 5 weeks of this season has got to get better. It's got to get better.
Yes.
So. Would I feel comfortable handing him $220 million right now and $55 million a year right now? No, I wouldn't. I would not. That would make me uncomfortable. If he's a franchise quarterback right now, then he can just sustain this level of play and everything's A-okay? No, it's got to get better. It's got to get better, in my opinion. You think he's arrived. I think he's got a ways to go yet.
All right. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be on the same boat as me when he is doing well because he is.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Sure. That's why you're going to be in the same boat.
Maybe so.
You're just coming on a little slow. You're a little slower. You just want to see it, and then you want to jump on. I get you.
My pace is moving with Bo.
Hey, look at this.
You follow me? My pace on the franchise quarterback conversation, I'm moving with Bo. I know it's crazy.
No,
I'm a psycho, but I'm moving with Bo, and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what the next chapter looks like on Sunday. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are the Drive. We are hanging out with you on a Friday, rolling downhill. Hour number 4 has officially begun. And we have what I think is, someone's going to hate me out there, and that's okay.
Someone always hates you or me or Sean. It doesn't matter.
Always
going to be somebody.
Always. I think this is as close to a must-win as you're going to find left on the schedule. This is a Jets home game, but it's not at their home. Is there another quarterback dynamic this year where it's a definitive journeyman quarterback the way that Justin Fields has been? I think maybe Geno Smith with the Raiders.
Yeah, you could say Geno.
But everyone else, it's and then you're gonna have a rookie next week. So I guess we should put that in there too.
Jackson Dart.
But like, if you think of the dynamic, you have a home game stripped away from a team, and then it's going to be in London. You have a journeyman quarterback in Justin Fields. How many games left on the schedule are you going to face a first-time head coach?
Ooh, this is it. Jacksonville. So you got Jacksonville at the end of the year. He's
Good
the first
call,
year.
Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, he's doing well.
He is doing well.
He has his team going, so that's going to be a tough matchup at the end of the year.
I do not believe you're going to play a defense the rest of the year that is giving up over 30 points a game. 31 points a game, that ranks 31st in a league of 32.
Yeah. No.
So if you just kind of add it up, it's not a Jets home game. Going to MetLife, that can have its own little dynamic over there. But you're at a neutral site. You're playing a first-time head coach. You're playing a journeyman quarterback. You're playing a defense that gives up more than 30 points a game. I know we've gotten caught up with, hey, this is a must-win. That's why I say, someone's going to hear.
You knew I was going to be on your ass about it, Zach.
Yeah.
So why are you saying must-win then? Because when I said must-win against Philly, you're like, it's not a must-win.
Yeah.
And the reason for it was the context of, hey, like,
Yes.
there's not another game like Philly on the schedule. And at that time, Philly was 4-0.
Like, these are opposites, aren't they?
Yeah.
Philly was in Philly. This is not in New York. Philly has the reigning Super Bowl MVP playing quarterback. This team has Justin Fields. That team has Nick Sirianni, one of the higher regarded coaches in the league right now. And we don't know what Aaron Glenn is as a head coach, and he's still looking for his first win. Their roster is looked at as one of the lesser than in the league. Philly's is looked at as one of the best rosters in the league. So I don't know, man. If the Broncos are going to go win this game, if they have the laser-focused, sharp, throughout the week approach, they should win this game.
On paper, they should win this game.
On paper.
No doubt about it. Better defense, better quarterback, better coach as of right now, on a roll. Yes, better offensive line. The Jets' offensive line has given up 16 sacks already. Now, some of that is on Justin Fields holding onto the ball way too long.
Sure.
But the other one is like they're just not holding up long enough for Justin Fields to get the ball off. So, yeah, on paper, Denver needs to go out there and execute. I'm not saying you need to put 40 points on the board. Now, yes, you go out there and do it, I'm going to be happy. But when you're out there, sustain drives. Make the plays. Bo, hit on the targets. Sean has done a phenomenal job of scheming up open plays for these receivers. Execute the play being called, and now people are going to be looking at you like a franchise quarterback. Maybe we can change Zach Bye's mind before the end of the season.
Well, dude, don't paint me in this corner.
No,
because Bo can put this all to bed.
Exactly, but I said before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 4 weeks from now, where he's just dicing people up, and you're like, yeah, this is what I needed to see.
Yes,
That's it.
And he'll get closer in that conversation for sure.
So what I'm saying, just like you are, yes, you need to go in there, okay, neutral field, London, and win, because after the Jets and maybe the Giants, you're going to be in tough games against coaches that have been coaching in this league for a long time.
It's true. So I'll take it back. I don't think it's a must win. I don't think it's a must win.
No takebacks.
But like, dude, you must go win it. You know, it's like it's what an opportunity for the Denver Broncos. After a disjointed start, missed opportunities, and I really do think, and I brought it up to you, I think on Wednesday, I really do think this London trip, especially the fact that Sean has done this multiple times and is 2-0 in London, and the fact that Aaron Glenn is trying to figure out the NFL head coaching experience for the first time, and then now on top of that, he's got to go to London. Man, what a real advantage for the Broncos. And the little stuff from like the when they traveled, having the sleep specialist come in, and you know, I think that I don't think that you can overlook that or overstate it. I think it's a real advantage.
We've asked B. Marsh and Mike Kliss both about trap games.
Yep.
I didn't ask you about it. Do you believe that this is a trap game? Do you believe in trap games?
Yeah, I do. I believe in like spots. I call them spots instead of like sometimes it's just a bad spot for a team. But I think if this game was in Denver, I think it might be a trap game. But the fact that, and we go back to earlier in the week, a conversation, the fact that it is removing all the distractions. They're not even staying in London, and they are just sort of hibernating in this hotel in this sleepy town for a week straight and can just get dialed in and focused and no fanfare. And I think that it removes some of the trap game stuff. Because if you beat Philly and you come back to Denver, it's not quite some sort of homecoming or fans meeting you at the airport, but it was a huge win. And so you're back in the community and you're feeling the love and start maybe feeling a certain way about yourself that is a bit elevated from the previous week. But I think that skipping over that and going right from Philly to London, but in general, yeah, I do believe in, we talked with Brandon Marshall a couple of weeks ago about a game in 2017 where the Broncos were 3-1 or 4-1, and the Giants were coming in and they rule out Odell Beckham Jr. and Brandon Marshall, the receiver, and it was like, man, and the Giants were 1-3, and it's like, man, we're going to pulverize these guys. And then they just come in with an incredible competitive spirit and beat the Broncos. Man, I was like, man, what a trap. You took that for granted. You were a touchdown favorite. And I think that can happen in the NFL.
So I'm with you. I definitely believe that there's trap games. I was a part of one, and I talked about it yesterday. I talked about it earlier today where we won that game. And it was 2020, Drew Lock's first start. We're going to Houston. Houston's coming off of a huge win, beating New England Thursday night. Then they had to turn around and play us Sunday. And they were better than us. They had more players and more. They had the quarterback at the time. That was when Deshaun Watson was the hot thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we knew if we were going to win that game, that we were going to have to play clean football. We didn't know what Drew Lock was going to bring to the table, that Drew Lock was going to go off in that game and score the points that he did and have the success. But we were in a rhythm, and Houston was out of a rhythm. They thought it was going to be a walk in the park. Instead, they were met with a fight, and they weren't ready for that fight.
Yep.
Welcome to the fight, baby. And we ended up winning that game. It was a trap game for Houston. We knew that, and we would talk about it. Now, for the Broncos, this is not going to be a trap game because for Denver, you were there yesterday night watching Philly play against the Giants, who only had one game won under their belt so far.
Right.
Philly that needed a bounce back after playing a really good Denver Bronco team that everybody is still talking about to go to the playoffs, have a chance to go to a Super Bowl. So for Philly, it's like, hey, at least we got beat by a believable team. But then you go in there and you get beat by the Giants. What do you think Denver's looking at it like? Hey, the Giants only won one game. The Jets, who's in New York too, has no games. They think that they can be the Giants. They think they can come in here and beat you guys. Because now for the Jets, it's like, hey, that win that the Denver Broncos just had on Philly, it may not be as big as they think.
Right.
And they may not be as good as people are giving them credit for. So let's go out there and play our butts off if you're the Jets and upset Denver now. So for Denver, now it's a wake-up call, and I guarantee today Sean's talking to his team about, hey, guys, we all saw what just happened to the Eagles. Don't let that be us. Don't let the Jets get their first win on us in London, because once we go back home, you're going to have a bunch of people talking about how we're not believable. So now they're going to be really laser focused in on making sure they execute when things are there for them, like Bo Nix. When something's open, hit the receiver. When you have a hole, hit the hole defensively. When there's a chance to get a turnover, because we only have one interception this year, get that dang turnover so that you can give your offense more opportunities to score points.
Phil, on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Put your name on it, give you a shout out. 880 says, let's take into consideration the last time Justin Fields played Denver, he beat Denver with the Steelers. That's true. That was last year.
Yeah.
It was Justin Fields, one touchdown, no interception, didn't put up big numbers, but didn't take a lot of sacks. He took the same amount as Bo Nix did. And the Steelers came into Denver and won with Fields. Also, look back at I think it was the 2022 season. Justin Fields playing for the Chicago Bears. They lost to Denver. And it was the Broncos' first win of the year because they started 0-3 with Russell Wilson, I think it was 2022. Justin Fields, 28 for 35, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. 4 touchdowns. Ran for another 25 yards. So he's capable. I mean, no one would say Justin Fields is God's gift to the quarterback position, but he's had one game less than a year ago where he came into Denver and won, or just over a year ago, I guess, came into Denver and won as a starting quarterback, and another game where it's a 3-point loss where he throws for 335 and 4 touchdowns. And then you hear Vance Joseph talk about Justin Fields.
He is so talented. He's dangerous, obviously with his legs. He's a better runner than Jalen, in my opinion. He has a great arm. He's obviously, bounced around the teams, but, not his fault. I mean, he's competed everywhere he's gone, but he's capable of making big plays, and that's scary for a coach. It only takes one play on defense to give up a big play, and they've got guys who can do those things. The back's playing well, the receivers a top 10 pick, and the quarterback's a special talent. So, we've got to play our best ball to win. It's the NFL. It's no trap games or easy games on the schedule. Playing our best is our goal each week, and we have to do that.
It sounds like the mindset is where it should be. We'll see with their actions on Sunday where it's at.
Disciplined football, Zach. That's exactly what they need to play. Bottle up Justin Fields. He wants to use his legs. He's going to utilize them. He can break for long chunk plays, touchdowns if you let him. But also, one thing that in the NFL and in college, scramble drill. Scramble drill is when your biggest plays are made. And if Justin Fields is able to get out of the pocket and you have linebackers and corners stepping up to try to stop Justin Fields, and you look up and you have a open receiver for 60 yards and Justin Fields has the arm to throw it and do it because he has it, then those are those dangerous plays that you let the Jets make, and now they're in that game. Now they have the confidence. And now maybe it's like, hey, we've been here before. Let's finish. They've been in situations, the Jets were talking about, where you're playing Tampa Bay. You should win that game. You don't end up winning it because you don't execute at the end of a game. So they're trying to figure out how to win, and Denver finally got a win under their belt where they found a way to win it at the end there. The Jets haven't found a way to win just yet, or finish a game off, I should say, just yet. So it's going to be a tough opponent, Zach. Tougher than people are going to give them credit for. But go out there, execute, like I've said a million times, and make some damn plays, and Denver should win this game.
Yeah, you're referring to that Bucs game. Tampa Bay's pretty good, guys. They're 4-1. The game was in Tampa, and the Jets gave them all they could handle. The Bucs eke out a 29-27 victory. Here's Sean Payton talking about the New York Jets.
Yeah, there's a number of things. Obviously, they're running the ball extremely well, really well. We've seen Fields and his explosiveness. He's involved in the run game. I think the runner's having one of his better seasons. The young receiver is explosive. The run game is going to be really important. And then offensively, that first half last week, eliminating some of the self-inflicted, the things that slow you down or keep you from, getting momentum. They do a really good job in the special teams phase. And the other thing is this, and I've known Aaron Glenn a long time. As a player, he was with us in Dallas, and then I hired him. Luckily, I was able to hire him as a coach. You see a team that's playing their tails off. So a different type team relative to their structure compared to last week, but nonetheless, the focus is really on us and being ready to go.
And he referenced it near the end there that this team is still playing hard for Aaron Glenn. Maybe they'll quit on him by week 11. They haven't yet. They play hard as hell. They do. So hopefully the intensity, obviously you want the focus to be where it's supposed to be throughout the week, but the intensity on game day, be ready for a fist fight like you were in Philly this past weekend. And when it comes to the Broncos run game, what does the order of operations look like between J.K. Dobbins and the rest of that room?
Yeah, it's J.K. J.K. is going to get as many handoffs as possible. Now, I'm not saying 30 carries, but what I'm saying is he needs to get at least 16 to 20. We have to get this run game going. Although Ben Powers is not going to be in the mix, he's missing 2 months. This is a unit. It's about working together, getting the double teams, working up to the second line of defense and stopping those or clogging the linebackers up to have holes. So for JK, get him in a rhythm. He's having fun. The offensive line is having fun. It's helping your young quarterback, Bo Nix, out. It's taking pressure off of him, and it's opening up the play action. And Sean has done a great job. One thing I will say about Sean, and I'm using the word great because Sean has found ways to get these receivers open.
Yep.
Has he not?
He has.
Now, for Bo, you have to hit on him. It's going to be the exact same thing here with the Jets. The Jets are going to have to try to stop J.K. Dobbins because if you let J.K. run, they're going to control the clock. They, meaning the Denver Broncos, will control the clock, control the game. When they come up to try to stop J.K., you're going to have those one-on-one opportunities for Troy Franklin, Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram. Let's get him going again.
That'd be nice.
So it's just about executing, Zach. It's about sustaining drives and making the most of these plays and controlling the clock. But J.K. has to be a big part of that.
There's no doubt about it. He has been, along with Sutton, the MVP of the offense. This is a top 5 running team. These are 2 top 5 running teams in New York and Denver. I'm still waiting for the Pat Bryant game. I'm still waiting for the Pat Bryant game, and it's coming. I don't know when. It might be week 12. Might be waiting a while, but still waiting for Pat Bryant to leave his. Now he's had a couple catches for first downs and stuff, but truly leave his imprint. And he's been active in the blocking game, and we've talked about all that. But truly leave his imprint on the passing game.
So, tell me this: what's more important right now, seeing something from Pat Bryant or seeing more from R.J. Harvey moving forward? Because you've been talking about Pat Bryant, and we know that you traded Bailey for Pat Bryant, so of course you need to see him out there. But for R.J.,
I would say it's more important to see something from R.J. Harvey first, probably. One, you just held him in higher regard in the NFL draft. You took him in the second round. So that's an easy tiebreaker. But also, if we're talking about the sustainability of the room, and if you'll just allow me for a moment to look beyond this week, it's J.K. Dobbins is here on a 1-year contract. And he also has the most real injury history of any of the newcomers that came to Denver. He's never finished a season. So by the odds, historically, R.J. Harvey will likely have to start games this year for the Broncos, where I do not believe Pat Bryant is going to have that type of burden in any game here moving forward. God forbid, knock on wood.
Yeah, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims. You still have people that can take that role on if they need to.
Yes. So because it's more likely and realistic that Harvey will be asked to do more sooner than Pat Bryant, it would be nice to see him really get going. Because we really have not. We've seen an awesome run. We've seen some nice moments. And in the pass game too, but he has not been the sort of
1-2 punch that you were looking for.
Yeah, and some of the hype, and hey, he's going to get 300 touches this year. John Gruden saying that after talking with Sean. It's we have not seen that. And I go back to something that you really said initially 2 weeks ago that I repeated this past week and we ran as a promo. I would shudder to think where this offense would be at without J.K. Dobbins, and the reliance on him is it's awesome to see, because I believe, and we talked about this earlier in the week as well, I believe J.K. Dobbins, and I did a video for on social.
Go follow
Zby23 at Instagram.
If you look at the video, you follow.
That he is the best bang for your buck player right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's the 5th leading rusher. He's outside of the top 10 in attempts. He is averaging more yards a carry than Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry. Who had that on their bingo card through 5 weeks? They're top running backs. Where is he paid? He's the 39th highest paid running back in the sport. The third rounder out of Iowa, Caleb Williams, Caleb Johnson for the Steelers.
You almost said Caleb Loner there, huh?
he's got more guaranteed money than Dobbins does.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
So,
crazy.
Find me a better bang for your buck player in the NFL right now that's not on a rookie contract, especially, than J.K. Dobbins. But you also don't necessarily want him carrying the ball 20-something times a game like he did last week in Philly.
He has an injury history. He has not been able to stay healthy for 1 season yet. He's been in the league 5, now going on 6 years this year. So hopefully he can stay healthy for a full season. And this is why, like you said, it's important for RJ to get going. The moments are good. It's cute. But we need to see you consistently out there. We need to be able to rely on you in the pass game. If you want more catches, you have to be able to block a little bit. You saw last game where RJ ends up giving up that sack.
Yes. Yes.
That's something that that would take if you do that and you give up a sack, now you're taking chances away from yourself because now you're telling Sean he can't trust you in the pass game. And so on third downs where you may be able to slip RJ in there, you're putting Tyler Bidet. Now RJ's not getting into a rhythm because you can't trust him. So RJ's going to have to get going here to help JK out. And then, of course, we want to see more from Pat Bryant, like you said. But RJ in this run game and the identity is the run game right now where you have to have a good number 2 to go with your number 1.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson against Pat Surtain. That's a fun little matchup within the matchup right there. And I'll say this too. Beyond Garrett Wilson, there is not much of anything when it comes to a secondary wide receiver. Like we talk about wide receiver 2, kind of being game by game. The secondary wide receiver, because this is how it goes after Garrett Wilson's 382 yards. He's off to a really good start to his season. Mason Taylor, who's a tight end. Breece Hall, who's a running back. Then it's Jeremy Ruckert, another tight end. Dude, the secondary receiver for the New York Jets after 5 football games is Tyler Johnson with 63 total yards. So if PS2 wins his matchup in the pass game against Garrett Wilson, I mean, it's going to be really hard for the secondary pass catchers, especially the wide receivers, have success. What an opportunity for someone like Riley Moss, who's had big boy matchups. T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, a couple weeks in a row. You got to win against Tyler Johnson.
It's like, here you go, Riley. We're gonna start you off with some easier competition. Get your confidence back up. Riley has the confidence in VJ made it clear that he believes Riley is playing good football. That's what he said. Now, for Riley, it's about going out there and doing your job. I believe that they're going to follow Wilson with PS2 like PS2 followed A.J. Brown last week. You might as well do that and have Riley on whoever else is out there.
All right. I want to also talk about if there's a wide receiver opposite of Sutton that you would put your chips on to have a good day, who would that be on Sunday? Also, it's a bit of a revenge game this week as well. And welcome back to a member of the Denver Broncos on game day. We'll get to all that coming up next.
Will Nick Benito extend his lead as the NFL sack leader? Can J.K. Dobbins continue his hot start in the run game? We'll react to it all in the Fan Football Postgame Show, live on game day starting at the 2-minute warning. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's up, guys? Phillip Lindsay here. And I got a little obsession I want to talk about, and that's with Daisy's French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures, and I'm not afraid to say, is during football season, I want to eat dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip and also a Daisy Ranch Dip, these are definitely game changers that you're going to want to try. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then give Daisy French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
As days get shorter and roads get busier, fall brings more accidents. If you've been injured, Postman Law is here to help. No fees unless we win. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams, CSU football faces Fresno State with pregame starting at 6, presented by Rocks Heating and Air. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Air Force with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday on 104.3 HD2, Air Force football faces UNLV with pregame starting at 1. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Bentley with pregame starting at 6:30.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
As we continue to preview Broncos Jets, a couple follow-up things that I want to hit here. If you were going to put your chips on a secondary receiver, well, actually, before we talk about secondary receiver, we were referencing PS2 against Garrett Wilson. How about Sauce Gardner against Cortland Sutton?
Yeah, that's going to be a great matchup. It has been for the couple times that Cortland has went up against Sauce Gardner. Now, I believe, Sauce likes to use his hands a lot. He's very handsy.
He does.
So don't be surprised if you see Sean talking to the rest before the game, talking about Sauce Gardner and watching those hands and the pass interference. I don't know about the referee, the crew that's going to be out there. Some crews really buy into watching the cornerbacks and the receivers go at it. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. So Court's going to have a tough task. Now, I believe that Court has a bigger body frame. He's stronger. He's better with his routes now, and he's going to give Sauce Gardner a fit because of that.
Well, last year, I know you remember, it was it had some inclement weather. It wasn't some monsoon or some storm, but there was some first half rain, and Bo was really hard to watch. But I bring it up because Sutton, it was a mixed day because he had 9 targets and just 3 receptions, but he made the most of the 3 receptions, going for 60 yards and Bo Nix's first touchdown. You remember?
Man.
And that was almost 1 year ago today exactly. The previous year, that was also Sauce Gardner against Cortland Sutton, and Sutton had just 1 catch for 13 yards in Week 5 against the New York Jets, and that was Zach Wilson going up against Russell Wilson, and it was a 10-point Jets victory. So these two teams have played actually quite a bit here. In recent memory, it was a win. It was a 10-9 win for the Denver Broncos a year ago. It was a 10-point loss to the New York Jets the year before that, and so they've kind of gone back and forth here. So that's a fun matchup. But back to the question: what secondary receiver would you bank on to have success beyond Cortland Sutton?
We're going straight receiver, and it's going to be Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin's speed to separate from a defender, it's there. It's real. Now, he needs to catch the ball. He needs to stay focused. The drag route's going to be key because we are going to try to run the ball a lot against the Jets, try to control the ball, control the clock. So you're going to do some play action. When you do play action, even for a receiver like Troy, he's going to be dragging across the field, trying to get that separation that way with his speed. So Troy Franklin's going to be that guy. He's going to have opportunities, whether it's a deep ball or in the screen game. He has to take advantage of it, and Bo's going to get him involved. And Sean, that's his guy now. We're talking about guys, and Sean woke up early in the morning, wanted to move up to get Troy Franklin, and he's going to get him involved to hopefully help loosen this defense up and free up Cortland Sutton. So in order to do that, Troy Franklin's going to have to be able to stretch the football field, and he'll do that this game.
Well, I hope you're right. So Troy Franklin.
Yeah, who you going with?
I'll go with.
Don't you dare say Pat Bryant.
I think it finally. Well, I say finally. It's the 6th game of the year. I think it happens for Pat Bryant this week. I do.
It's only the 6th game of the year.
I think it happens for Pat Bryant.
Why are you feeling that way? Like, what about it? Like, what have you seen on that football field that's like, okay, Pat Bryant, like you're building up to this moment?
I think just him earning his opportunity in the blocking game and abiding by his own edict. If you don't block, you don't get the rock. And he's done some blocking. It's time for him to get the rock. I'll say Pat Bryant has his best game of the year, and which isn't a high bar. I mean, I think is it still like 19 receiving yards for?
Yeah, like 19 or 20, something like that.
Let's see here. It is 18 receiving yards. So nothing to write home about. But I think he'll have his best game of the year. I'll go 3 catches for 42 yards. And,
touchdown? Are we getting a touchdown?
Sure. He catches his first touchdown of the year. Where is your so that's me with Pat Bryant. Evan Ingram, can he parlay his success he had a week ago?
Evan Ingram definitely can do it. This is not on Evan Ingram. This is on Sean Payton getting him going. Sean Payton's making an effort to get Cortland Sutton involved as he should, receiver 1. Sean Payton's making sure Troy Franklin gets his touches in creating plays for him to get open, and Marvin Mims at times as well. But we haven't yet to see a play for Evan Ingram where it's designed for him to get open. So now it's time to get your tight end, the Joker. It's time to get going. He wants to get going.
Definitely.
In order to get going, you got to be on that football field. Well, he's going to be on that football field because you don't have a Lucas Kroll to put in the game. Nate Atkins, yeah, you have him, but he's usually there for just blocking purposes. And, of course, Adam Troutman's there for blocking. He can catch too if you need him to, but he can't stretch the football field. He is not that Joker. So for Evan Ingram, he is ready to explode. Bo, get him involved. Find ways to get him the ball. Evan Ingram, run the routes that you're supposed to at the right timing, because Sean's all about the rhythm and timing and making sure you're getting in and out of your breaks on time. And Sean, let's go. Get your Joker going. He's going to be a big reason why we win a lot of games this year, because he has that athletic ability to stretch the football field. Let's get him going.
Well, it's also time to welcome back to the lineup Malcolm Roach. Now, I do not believe he's been officially declared that he's going to play, but he has been practicing in a full capacity here, and I think it's a big deal, and it's coming at the right time because you're playing a Jets team that is averaging 144 yards on the ground, and Malcolm Roach is a run stuffer. And so having him available, which I believe he's going to be available, I think it's a big deal. You know, they've missed him in the lineup for a while. I think he got hurt in the practice before the first game of the season.
He did.
So we have not seen a calf strain. So we have not seen Malcolm Roach yet. So could be a scary thought that the defense could be adding a integral piece back to their front seven.
But you know what, Zach? It sucks. What sucks about sports is you add strength and then you get some of it taken away.
Yeah,
you got
I already know where you're going.
Man.
Yep.
Jonah Ellis, a great depth piece that can help Nick Bonito out. He is not playing. So it's something where that you give or take. You're bringing back Malcolm Roach, who's going to help stop the run with DJ Jones. But Jonah Ellis, he's putting together a really good year so far.
He is, and he's dealing with some ribs, I believe. So
got him cracked. That's that running back, that chip.
So we'll keep our eye on Jonah Ellis and hope that Malcolm Roach can come back and stay healthy and play well. And it's also a bit of a reunion or revenge, depending on how you look at it, for John Franklin Myers. Once upon a time, the Jets were forced with the same decision that the Broncos are this year. Do you pay JFM or not? And they politely declined and sent him to Denver. It could be a bit of a reminder for Gang Green just exactly what they let go.
Yeah, I think it's a reminder for the Jets, and it's also a reminder to the Broncos that, hey, you're missing out on a really good player, because it doesn't look like the Denver Broncos want to pay him either. So John Franklin Myers is out there. He's finally making those plays. He was quiet at the beginning, but now he's picking up steam. He's making those plays. He's letting his presence be known that I'm here. You feel it now. Now, he's doing that because he needs his paycheck. He wants to be paid, and it's not going to be here at Denver. It looks like it's not going to be, and it wasn't with the Jets. So he has a chip on his shoulder against his former team and the team he's on now too.
Here is Sean Payton talking about, and that's a good point, I'm going to show those guys what I'm going to show you other guys here moving forward as well. This is Sean Payton talking about his impressions of JFM this season.
He's strong, very simple, though. The thing he can provide is he can dent the pocket. And if you're a quarterback, that's a problem, because that 3-yard spot behind the center is that magical area that you want to protect. It's also the area that he can impact. And if you can get to that 3-yard spot behind the center, that can affect the passer.
I love that quote from Sean Payton. JFM dents the pocket and gets into that precious area, that 3 yards behind the center. And he does it. He's been doing a much better job here in these last couple games, to your point from a second ago. You think JFM has a sack on Sunday?
Oh, JFM's having a sack. It's JFM. Zach Allen's going to be another one that gets a sack. The Jets are going to be looking to stop the edge rushers, and JFM and Zach Allen are going to have a heyday. And the Jets have already given up 16 sacks this year with this offensive line, so it's there.
That's more than a little bit. Also, Justin Fields has taken 161 sacks in 51 games. That's over 3 sacks a game. That's just against the general competition. But no one gets after the quarterback better last year and this year than the Broncos. That could be very problematic for Justin Fields. All right, can CSU hang with 5-1 Fresno State, or do they get embarrassed in front of their home crowd on national TV? Can CU keep their bowl dreams alive? And can the Broncos ground the Jets? Prediction time coming up next.
Are the Avalanche once again in a familiar situation with a crucial top 6 player?
I hate that this Netches thing is going into the season. I hate it. I hate it so much because if he starts fast, and I expect he's going to, then you're in the same situation as the Mikko thing last year.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are your bills keeping you up at night? Imagine using your home equity for a financial reset that helps you to finally get ahead again. At Cake Mortgage, we get it. Life's expensive. Insurance, groceries, and high-interest credit card debt. That's why we created the Cake Fast Cash Home Equity Program. Turn your home into your ATM without touching your existing mortgage rate. Cake Fast Cash is fast. Many clients close in 2 weeks. So call Cake today and pay down high-interest cards, free up cash, or fund home upgrades. And you only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EAT-CAKE or visit cakehome.com.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens, the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach Vai here. The year's biggest watch event is here. The annual watch fair at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company, is happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. Discover the latest creations from the world's finest watchmakers. Explore the year's most talked about timepieces up close with hands-on access, brand representatives, and expert insights. Be among the first to explore cutting-edge designs, rare limited editions, and one-of-a-kind vintage timepieces. Plus, enjoy special 12-month financing. Subject to credit approval, see store for details. Do not miss the ultimate watch experience at Hyde Park Jewelers, now the 1916 Company. Make your appointment today at the1916company.com for the annual watch fair happening today, Friday, October 10th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, at the Cherry Creek Shopping Center.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optimal Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optimal Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Can Jay Norvell continue to hang around in Fort Collins?
Ooh, hang around. Is he hanging on with both hands, or is it one hand left? Fingertip?
It's one. It's one.
Pinky. Although I don't have one right now, a pinky.
I'll put my 3-year-old daughter, Mia, on the monkey bars.
Yeah, get him strong.
And just have her hang there and last as long as she can. And she'll want me to get her down. I'm like, I'm not getting you down. Just hold on until you fall and just trust that I'm right here. And I'll watch her little fingers slip around that bar until she can't do it anymore.
My hands are sweating.
And their daddy has to catch her. That's how it feels like Jay Norvell is hanging on. Let's knock out some of these predictions here. CSU hosting Fresno State. Fresno State lost their first game of the season against Kansas. They haven't lost since. But, man, it's one of these things where you pull up the spread, and it's just weird. It's just weird because CSU is a less than a 7-point underdog at home.
That is weird.
They're plus 6.5. It doesn't really make sense. It's 6 in some places. So you have a 5-1 team against the 1-4 Rams.
But I wonder if somebody, and I know we didn't do a deep dive on Fresno State. I wonder if somebody's hurt. Somebody's hurt because we know it's on the road for Fresno. But
it doesn't make sense.
No.
So can CSU find a way to upset Fresno State, or is their fate mostly sealed here tonight?
Look, I want the best for Jay Norvell. I think he's a really good coach. He gave up play calling duties, and they're still getting worked. So you're going up against Fresno, who's 5-1. I'm not expecting Colorado to win this game. Their kids seem like they're down and out. And this is college. This is not the NFL. A lot of those kids are not getting paid money. Although you have the NIL money, CSU doesn't have that type of money up there to keep these kids going. So I have Fresno State kind of pulling away. It'll be a tough one at the beginning. Fresno's on the road, but Fresno's going to pull away and win this one.
Oh, man. Am I really going to back the Rams?
You're a Ram ambassador. Remember that.
I like Jay Norvell.
Yeah.
I root for that program.
They just got beat. San Diego State beat them 45-24.
Yeah, and I watched that game. That was hard to watch from a CSU perspective. It was hard to watch.
So is it going to be any better against Fresno?
Oh, man. I think this is going to be a weirdly competitive game that comes down to the fourth quarter. I'll go Fresno finds a way to win 24-23.
Ooh,
in a nail biter.
Close one.
I have it as a nail biter for Fresno State. I hope it's competitive. But if they get blown out at canvas and it's ugly, there could be a knock at Jay Norvell's door. So we'll see. How about CU and Iowa State? The Cyclones. Deion Sanders found out this week that Iowa State's nickname was the Cyclones. Will he give Iowa State an education in that their season isn't done yet? Tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon.
I told you last week that this was my last time picking the Buffs. But when I watch them play, they're there. They're there. They can beat these teams. They have to be smart. as a team, as a unit, don't shoot themselves in the foot with penalties, and the quarterback play has to be better. I'm going to go with the Buffs one more time, Zach. One more.
One more, are you sure?
One more.
This is the last time?
Yeah, we play Utah next week, right?
That's right.
One more.
All right.
I got Buffs. I got Colorado winning 28-25.
Iowa State has a number next to their name, but I've watched them play several times. They are not God's gift to the Big 12. They're not. I think Colorado rallies, and I've picked this up. I've picked the CU game right every single week for 6 straight weeks. And I am picking your Buffs to upset the Cyclones.
Let's go.
Tomorrow at Folsom Field at 1:30 in the afternoon on ESPN. And then on Sunday, bright and early, coffee with your Denver Broncos.
Gotta love it.
In London, playing the Jets. Go ahead, Phil.
Denver handles business. 27-10. Bo Nix looks good. J.K. Dobbins still has, let's go 70 yards, 75 yards. Bo Nix has 2 touchdowns. Denver wins.
I think this is a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. I think the Jets have not quit. They play hard as hell. They're one of the best running teams in the league. Justin Fields has played well in both times he has played the Denver Broncos. And at the end of the day, though, that defense in New York, it's just bad. Giving up 31 points a game. I think the Broncos' offense starts to stabilize. I think it's the best game of the year from Bo Nix. And I'll have ultimately Denver pulling away down the back stretch of the fourth quarter, 31-23 in a Broncos victory. All right. Have a great weekend, Mr. Phillip Lindsay.
You too.
Thank you to Dante Gomez behind the glass. We step aside and toss to coverage of Colorado State and Fresno State coming up next.
After a signature win against the Eagles, can the Broncos avoid a trap game against the struggling Jets? How will Sean Payton manage the absence of Ben Powers? We'll break it all down in a special London edition of the Fan Football Pregame Show. Live on game day starting at 6 a.m. Denver Sports 104.3.